It's Wednesday, December 10th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, a Nova Scotia First Nation says it's banned the province's premier and two of his senior ministers from their land. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And holiday magic,
of the season.
The annual musical fundraiser for the Dartmouth General Hospital Foundation is a great way to get into the Christmas spirit. We'll chat with the show's director and find out when you can watch it in our second hour.
Plus, home for the holidays, singer Jill Barber is back on the East Coast. She'll join us ahead of her show this evening in Halifax. All that and so much more just ahead on the Wednesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Come on in. Hi. You're midway through the week already. That is something to celebrate. That's not nothing. You're awake, 6:01 on this Wednesday morning, December 10th. Susan Belly was stepping in for Amanda.
Good
Deficit
morning.
Today.
Yeah, Amanda enjoying a nice day off. Thank you. Nice to be here. You know, it was a little chilly getting up bright and early this morning.
Yeah.
It's funny. I always say when we get up early for the morning show, I call it at the airport get up time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Take those early flights. This is exactly what
It's like an
feels
early flight. Where would be your pilots today? We've got a smooth sailing ahead. Well, maybe. How's the weather? That impacts the flight quite a bit.
Yes, definitely. We do have 2 rounds of some mixed precipitation heading our way. First off, starting with some showers and or flurries, and then right in behind that we have a second Alberta clipper that's going to make its way over, bringing a heavier snowfall our way.
Come on, Latavia. Wow.
Yes, unfortunately. So here's a live look at Moncton, a dark start to the day, a cold one at that as well. As of right now, minus 10 degrees heading outdoors. Just keep that in mind when you are heading out early this morning. Some areas allotting extra time out on your commute because of that messy weather moving in. Currently, minus 12 degrees as you head outdoors in Fredericton, minus 6 in Charlottetown with minus 7 in Halifax, minus 10 degrees over in Sydney with minus 22 degrees in Labrador City, and minus 5 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at that wind chill early this morning. Not as cold as we saw Tuesday morning, but still cold enough to keep this in mind and bundle up before heading outdoors. Into the afternoon, we will see those temperatures slowly warm up, but still going to remain quite cold for parts of the region. Same thing goes for Newfoundland and Labrador, a risk of frostbite over in Labrador City this morning. And then into the afternoon, much of the same. Those wind chills coming down a bit, but still going to feel much colder today. We do have a special weather statement in effect for parts of New Brunswick for tonight until Thursday, seeing that snowfall, risk of freezing rain as well. A snowfall warning also in effect for parts of New Brunswick. Going to see some heavier snowfall for parts of New Brunswick today. And we do have snow squall watches in effect for parts of Newfoundland. That will end later this morning. So here's a look at the current system we're dealing with, bringing snow and or rain to parts of the region. Going to be quite heavier as we enter into the evening. But for this system, we will be seeing a bit of clearing, leaving some sunshine into the afternoon. Here's a look at our wind forecast as of right now. 26 kilometers per hour in Grand Etang with 13 into Sydney and Canso, 17 in Halifax. Currently seeing a few wind gusts as of right now, 41 kilometers per hour in Grand Manan, 37 into Yarmouth, and 35 in Grand Etang. We'll have another look at your long-range forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Suzette.
Thank you so much, Latavia. Well, a Nova Scotia First Nation says it has banned the province's premier and 2 of his senior ministers from their land. The Sabaganagati First Nation says Premier Tim Houston, Attorney General Scott Armstrong, and Liam Martin, the minister responsible for leading negotiations on Aboriginal and treaty rights, aren't welcome, branding them as undesirables in a statement yesterday. The ban comes 1 week after the province announced a crackdown on illegal cannabis sales. First Nation groups immediately responded, arguing the province has no jurisdiction on their lands. And just weeks before Christmas, about 100 employees at a processing plant in Wallace, Nova Scotia are out of work thanks to a massive fire that broke out Monday. Now the town is rallying to support people who lost their income and in some cases even more.
It was a minus 10, I think, at one point. The winds were just ripping off the water, as you can see behind us. Because of that, it just fanned the flames for sure.
We were just all working away, and then there was smoke, and we could smell something, and we all ran out of the building, and it went up in flames. Went up pretty quick.
Jessica Thompson was inside when the fire started Monday morning. She's been at the Aquashell plant in Wallace, Nova Scotia for 11 years. Thompson has not only lost her job, she's one of half a dozen or so employees whose vehicles were also destroyed by the raging flames. Over 100 people work at the plant. Close to 60 were there at the time of the fire. Nova Scotia Fire Marshal's office was on scene for much of yesterday, looking through the rubble and doing interviews. There's no word yet on how long it will take to determine the cause of the fire. Halifax Regional Police are looking for help in solving one of their coldest cases. It was 70 years ago last night. The body of storekeeper Michael Leo Resk was found in the back of a delivery van parked on Acadia Street. He'd been shot to death. Investigators believe he'd left a home on Poplar Street to lock up a store on Gottingen for the night. Police say the file is still open and they'd welcome any information that may finally solve the mystery. Well, it won't be a surprise to most New Brunswickers, but the province's Auditor General says more needs to be done to ease excessive emergency room waits at New Brunswick hospitals.
During our audit period, over 249,000 people left New Brunswick emergency departments without having been seen.
Chief after chief after chief after chief have requested an additional night doctor at the Chalmers here in Fredericton, and the answer always was, well, the formula doesn't allow that. Well, they're drowning, you know, in the ER there.
The AG report says only 34% of emergency department visits met the key performance indicator wait time targets from triage to assessment by a doctor. The audit covered the period from April 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2024. Paul Martin says the government isn't funding regional health authorities appropriately. Yesterday, the Liberal government announced its 11th collaborative care clinic in St. John. The government says these clinics will take pressure off emergency rooms. But Martin says the government needs to create an ER wait time strategy right now. The development of a strategy is one of 11 AG recommendations made to the Department of Health. The department says it will make a plan for all 11 recommendations. And emergency room wait times weren't the only focus of New Brunswick's Auditor General's report yesterday. He notes the province's highways are in dire need of attention. Nearly half are considered to be in poor condition, which is contributing to another troubling statistic.
Between 2021 and 2023, New Brunswick reported 19,758 collisions, 4,520 injuries, and 178 fatalities on its highways.
24 recommendations were made, all of them accepted by the province. None of the findings surprised CTV Atlantic, which notes 43% of roads nationwide are deemed to be in poor condition. Well, Uber drivers in Halifax could soon be subjected to more scrutiny under changes proposed for the region's vehicle for hire regulations. A new staff report for Regional Council is recommending requirements for Uber drivers and other ride-hailing services should be brought in line with those covering all taxi and limousine drivers. Uber argues it's already met the same standards, but the extra licensing would wind up costing users.
The proposal would eliminate these efficiencies, forcing thousands of rideshare drivers to undergo an inexpensive municipal licensing system with no demonstrated public safety benefit.
Well, I have no problem with competition, but shouldn't we be on a level playing field? I mean, we're doing the same job for the most part, so why shouldn't we all just be one big happy family out here?
The city's Transportation Committee approved the recommendations, but the final decision rests with Council. Oh, keep an eye on that for sure. A lot of people use Uber, use taxi services here. So.
Yeah, and honestly, great job. First newscast with the new format. We appreciate that.
Yeah,
Good
I guess
job.
with the 3 hours.
Thorough, yeah.
Right?
There we go.
Weather, so
Nicely done.
Making the rounds.
Indeed. All right. Well, this is kind of fun. We've been talking a lot about fossils and such on the show. It's one of our ongoing talks. If you're a paleontologist, you might find this find in Bolivia, dynamite. Researchers say more than 16,000 dinosaur footprints were found in this national park in Bolivia, and it's believed to be the largest quantity of fossil footprints in the world. Legend once had it that huge footprints came from supernaturally strong monsters capable of sinking their claws even into solid stone. But scientists, of course, dispelled these children's fears, determining that the strange footprints in fact belong to gigantic two-legged dinosaurs that stomped and splashed over 60 million years ago in ancient waterways.
So cool.
Wow.
So this would be like the bottom of the seafloor or the waterway floor. Isn't that
incredible.
neat? There's 16,000 of these.
That's incredible.
So much to learn.
Archaeology is a fantastic field, too. You just never know what you're going to find. Incredible to see what we found right here in Atlantic Canada as well.
Yes.
Mastodon Ridge, up at Shubenacadie. You know, Joggins. It's absolutely mind-blowing to see what was here. I mean, eons and eons.
Oh, so cool. I love that some of those footprints are so big that like a man, a full-size man beside it looked like a dwarf.
That is terrifying. That is monster-like.
Very
right?
monster, yeah, for sure. You can see where the legends came from, for sure.
All right, well, we have your first look at national and international news headlines this morning. Also, Latavia will have a look at your full forecast, the all-important forecast, because it certainly is another cold day. Here's a live look at Charlottetown. The Christmas lights are up. Sun has yet to rise. Stay with us. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back.
It is quite dark starting off your day over in Kitty Vitty. Happy, what is it, Wednesday? Atlantic Canada. I'm lost in time, apparently. Time now, 6:13. It is -7 degrees in your area, expecting a chance of flurries throughout your day today. Weather is brought to you by ALC.ca. It is cold yet again early this morning across the region, something to keep in mind when you are heading out. -11 degrees over in Fredericton, -6 in Charlottetown and in Halifax. -10 degrees early this morning in Sydney with -5 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do still have a special weather statement in effect for parts of New Brunswick. This is for overnight tonight until Thursday. We are expecting snowfall at around 10 centimeters plus, with freezing rain for around 3 to 6 hours. And a snowfall warning also in effect for tonight until Thursday. Parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick going to be impacted by some heavier snowfall at around 15 to 20 centimeters. And then we do have snow squall watches in effect for parts of Newfoundland until later this morning. Could see 5 to 30 centimeters within those snow squalls and wind gusts of up to 70. Here's a look at the current system we're dealing with. It's going to bring a bit of a mixed precipitation for much of the region, snow and or rain for parts of Atlantic Canada today. And then into the afternoon, starting to see some clearing for parts of New Brunswick, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Also going to see some sunshine over in Newfoundland and Labrador. And this system will continue to track east, bringing a bit more of that messy mix over to Newfoundland. And then into tonight, that's when we start to see the Alberta Clipper move in yet again. So it's going to be bringing snow and or rain yet again across the maritime region. Seeing this divide here between parts of New Brunswick, bringing that wet weather our way. And then the heavier of snowfall will be into parts of central and northern New Brunswick. If you are wondering about precipitation totals, we're going to start to see them pick up into early Thursday morning. Looking at around 10 to 30 millimeters for parts of New Brunswick, only 2 to 5 for Miramichi, only 2 to 5 millimeters as well for parts of Prince Edward Island, and for the most part, seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Nova Scotia, the heaviest being into Sheet Harbor at around 5 to 10. And then for Newfoundland, seeing around 2 to 10 millimeters as well. For our snowfall outlook, we're going to see those totals start to pick up again, specifically across parts of New Brunswick, the heaviest being around 15 to 30 centimeters, and then 1 to 10 centimeters across Prince Edward Island, only seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters for parts of Nova Scotia. And for Newfoundland, looking at around 1 to 10 centimeters as well, 5 to 10 for parts of Labrador. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick, seeing snow throughout your day today. Could see some sunny breaks into the afternoon, but for the most part, transitioning over to mixed precipitation into the evening when gusts of 50 kilometers per hour expected. For Prince Edward Island, we will be seeing snow mixed with rain throughout your day today. Wind out of the south, 30 gusting to 50. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, same thing applies, looking at some mixed precipitation today and then transitions over to rain into the evening. For the rest of Nova Scotia, we will be seeing showers and or flurries today, wind gusts of 40. For Newfoundland and Labrador, we are going to see sunshine throughout your day today, a high of -16 degrees in Labrador City, 0 into St. John's, Newfoundland, starting off with flurries, transitions over to showers and or flurries into the evening. Here's a look at our forecast for Thursday. Much warmer temperatures expected, above seasonal for the most part. We do have some lingering showers and or flurries for parts of the maritime region, seeing Newfoundland, Labrador, also seeing mixed precipitation. Thursday night, we're going to see some flurries move back in, and into Friday morning, much of the same expected. So chance of some isolated flurries for the maritime region, a bit heavier for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Suzette.
Thank you so much, Latavia. Well, now to national and international news. Thousands of Air Transat customers are breathing a major sigh of relief this morning after the airline and its pilots reached a tentative deal late last night. CTV's Heather Wright with the latest.
A day of travel turbulence and then an 11th-hour deal.
It's crazy. It's not a stress.
After nearly 12 months of talks and several intense days of negotiations, Air Transat and the union announced tonight they had reached an agreement, which delivers a modern contract that recognizes the professional contributions of Air Transat pilots, the union said in a statement. Air Transat pilots had never walked off the job in the airline's history, but they threatened to do so during the start of the busy holiday travel season, leading to more than a dozen canceled flights as the airline worked to bring passengers and planes back to Canada. The pilots are represented by the Airline Pilots Association, the same union that negotiated last fall's deal for Air Canada pilots, who got a 42% pay bump. Members say ALPA used that same playbook here.
They're trying to replicate roughly the same deal as they can that Air Canada pilots achieved again last year, going up to the last minute, but they averted a strike in that case.
The deal still needs to be ratified, and while exact terms are not clear, Air Transat said earlier today it had offered the union an improvement on its earlier offer of a 59% pay hike over 5 years.
As an example, for a senior captain top scale year 5, we're looking at over $100,000 pay increase on a yearly basis. So this is a significant, very generous offer that we've made.
This is the second major disruption to Canadian air travel in less than 6 months and marks a shift toward more equitable pay across the airline sector. Just as Air Transat pilots are looking for compensation similar to what other airlines pay, it is expected that flight attendants will want a deal like the one their counterparts at Air Canada got when they went on strike back in August.
And a major boost to the tech industry now. Microsoft says it is investing $7.5 billion in Canada over the next 2 years, the latest in a series of worldwide artificial intelligence investments. Microsoft says its overall estimated investment in Canada now totals $19 billion from 2023 to 2027 for data center expansion. Microsoft's president and vice chair told CTV's political correspondent that the company will protect digital sovereignty, keeping data in Canadian hands. And there has been a rise in violence against women in our region and across the country. Now, Ottawa is promising to toughen laws against gender-based violence, including making femicide a first-degree murder charge. CTV's Abigail Bimham has more.
That happened on Mother's Day 2003.
A survivor of attempted intimate partner femicide, Necka McGregor feels lucky she didn't end up a statistic. In 2024, 187 women in Canada were killed violently.
I've spent the last 2+ decades advocating.
McGregor says the Liberals' new legislation goes a long way to end gender-based violence, especially the move to make femicide classified as first-degree murder and a new criminal offense for certain types of coercive and controlling behaviors to help stop abuse before it's too late.
We have an opportunity to better protect kids who are at risk of exploitation and to address very real concerns about violence against women, including violence that could be fatal.
If passed, C-16 will restore a dozen mandatory minimum penalties previously found unconstitutional, but also give courts some discretion to order shorter sentences to address the problem of potential charter infringement. The bill also makes it illegal to distribute deepfakes without someone's consent.
Unless you do X, Y, Z, then I'm going to share that with your family. I am going to post it to all of your friends. And, you know, children are rightfully terrified.
This cybersecurity law expert says the bill closes a critical loophole and legislation is long overdue.
The delay in introducing this law has had a profound effect on kids.
There is some overlap from the beleaguered Trudeau-era online harms bill, mainly the requirement for internet service providers to notify police about any child porn. But the Justice Minister says this isn't a copy and paste. He hopes to have the support of all parties to pass this bill. It's not yet clear if he will.
That's from CTV's Abigail Bimman. Well, time for a quick break, perhaps a quick fill up on your coffee. When we return, your must-see moment from our colleagues at TSN. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It's 6:25 on this Wednesday. Time now to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Centre for today's must-see moment.
Hey there, Lindsay Hamilton in the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Tuesday. For it, we are taking a trip to Edmonton. It is the Oilers and Sabres Buffalo power play here. Josh Doan on the doorstep goes between the legs. Lifts it right over Stuart Skinner's pad for a gorgeous goal. Showing off some real nice hands. Scores the second of the game. And that one landing him your must-see moment. Meanwhile, tonight on TSN, we've got Game 3 of the rivalry series. Canada faces off against the USA, and the Americans have won the first two games. Coverage begins at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. That's all for now from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a wonderful Wednesday.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
And now over to your business headlines from our colleagues at BNN.
Microsoft will invest $7.5 billion in Canada over the next 2 years to build out AI infrastructure. That means expanding data centers and upgrading technology to handle advanced AI processing. Microsoft is also committing to keep Canadian data secure. The company says this is part of a $19 billion spend in Canada from 2023 to 2027. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up a fraction to 72.20. West Texas Intermediate crude is down to 58.33. Western Canadian Select is down over $1 to 45.40. And the TSX moved up 74 points today to close at 31,244. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marella Fernandez.
All right, taking a look at our 3-day forecast for today, a high of -4 in New Brunswick. We are going to see snow throughout your day, transitions over to a wintry mix into the evening. On Thursday, a high of -2, scattered flurries, and then transitions over to rain for the southwestern region. And then on Friday, we're looking at a high of -4 degrees. We are going to see a mix of sun and cloud with isolated flurries across the province. Nova Scotia will be dealing with mixed precipitation as well today, transitions over to evening rain, a high of 4. 6 degrees on Thursday, rain throughout the day, transitions over to a chance of flurries into the evening. On Friday, isolated flurries across the province with a bit of sunshine as well. Prince Edward Island will see a high of 1 today, snow mixed with rain across the island. And then on Thursday, rain transitions over to flurries into the evening. And on Friday, isolated flurries across the island.
Coming up this half hour of the Move Morning Chat. Today we're talking about the best Christmas movies, and we want to know what you think. That fun conversation coming up in 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada. It is 6:31 on this Wednesday morning, midweek, December 10th. Our friend and colleague J.W. Campbell pointed out this morning that we're 2 weeks to Christmas Eve.
Really?
Which is,
my.
Whoa.
Time has flown
2 weeks
by.
to Christmas Eve.
So excited.
Wow. And I loved that flashback there to the Santa Claus.
Yes.
To kick off this half hour. Tim Allen will always be Santa Claus to me.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's like there's a little bit, a couple years between us. I don't even think I've ever seen that movie before.
My goodness.
Love it.
Would I?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow,
It's
okay.
a classic.
Oh, yeah. It's so good.
My daughter comes home from university on December 18th.
Nice.
And we started watching Miracle on 34th Street, the 90s version, last week. And my husband made the mistake of telling her we were watching it. She's like, what? Stop it right now. I need to watch that with you. So we'll be watching that one.
Great.
Probably December
I've
19th.
heard that's a classic, too. I haven't seen that one yet, but I actually got it on VHS. like a month ago.
I don't know if I have either.
You'll love it. It's timeless. It's done in a timeless way, the fashion. Anyway, well, look, we've already started the conversation.
Right? I know.
But the real one's coming up.
I can't wait.
So many to choose from.
Yes.
And you know, with this messy weather, it's a perfect time. If you're able to do so, stay home and cuddle up and watch a great Christmas classic. Here's a live look at the Armdale roundabout early this morning. Quite busy, as you can see. So a lot that extra time out on your morning commute, because we are going to see wintry mix across the region today. -6 degrees as you head outdoors in Halifax, and then factor in that wind chill, which we'll take a look at in a bit. It's going to be a colder start to the day yet again. Temperatures warming up a little bit later on. But as of right now, -11 degrees in Fredericton, 2 over in Yarmouth, so a bit warmer there. -10 degrees in Sydney, -6 in Charlottetown, -16 over in Happy Valley Goose Bay, -6 degrees in Corner Brook. Over to the wind chill. Factor that in. Much colder start to the day. Not as cold as we saw Tuesday morning, but still going to feel colder throughout your day today. So still have the essentials as you head out. Mittens, scarves, hats, and all that jazz. Into Newfoundland and Labrador, same thing applies. We do have a risk of some frostbite over in Labrador City as it feels closer to -30 early this morning. Temperatures, as I mentioned, will warm up, but still going to see that wind chill create a much colder day ahead. Here's a look at our special weather statement in effect for parts of New Brunswick. This is for tonight until Thursday, with a snowfall warning also in effect as the Alberta Clipper. The second one that we're going to deal with is headed our way into the overnight hours. We do have a snow squall watch also in effect for parts of Newfoundland until later this morning. Here's a look at the first system we're dealing with. It's going to bring some flurries and or showers our way, becoming heavier into the evening, but also going to see a bit of clearing, leaving a bit of sunshine into the afternoon before that next system makes its way over. Here's a look at the current wind out of the south and southwest this morning. As of right now, 22 kilometers per hour in St. John, New Brunswick, 20 into Grand Manan, 17 into Grand Detang, 13 into Sydney and North Cape. And then factor in those wind gusts getting up to 41 right now in Yarmouth, 37 in both St. John, New Brunswick and Grand Manan. We'll have a look at your weather forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Suzette.
Thanks, Latavia. Well, just weeks before Christmas, about 100 employees at a processing plant in Wallace, Nova Scotia are out of work, thanks to that massive fire that broke out Monday. Now the town is rallying to support people who lost their income and even more in some cases.
It was a -10, I think, at one point. The winds were just ripping off the water, as you can see behind us. Because of that, it just fanned the flames for sure.
We were just all working away, and then there was smoke, and we could smell something, and we all ran out of the building, and it went up in flames. Went up pretty quick.
Jessica Thompson was inside when the fire started Monday morning. She's been at the Aquashell plant in Wallace, Nova Scotia for 11 years. Thompson has not only lost her job, she's one of a half a dozen or so employees whose vehicles were also destroyed by the raging flames. Over 100 people worked at the plant and close to 60 were there at the time of the fire. The Nova Scotia Fire Marshal's office was on scene for much of yesterday, looking through the rubble and doing interviews. There's no word yet on how long it will take to determine the cause of the fire. A Nova Scotia First Nation says it has banned the province's premier and 2 of his senior ministers from their land. The Sabaganagati First Nation says Premier Tim Houston, Attorney General Scott Armstrong, and Leah Martin, the minister responsible for leading negotiations on Aboriginal and treaty rights, aren't welcome, branding them as undesirables. In a statement yesterday, the ban comes 1 week after the province announced a crackdown on illegal cannabis sales. First Nation groups immediately responded, arguing the province has no jurisdiction on their lands. Well, the struggle is real at Halifax City Hall these days. Councillors have promised to try to lower the proposed double-digit tax rate hike, but it's not easy. A planned $4.3 million facelift on a local skate park turned into a significant debate.
I really have a problem with not including this repair to this project. This is about our youth and the heart of our municipality.
We've been told over and over again by our staff that we have to make hard decisions, and it doesn't seem like we want to make hard decisions. We want to do it all, and our residents will pay through the nose if we do it all.
In the end, council voted to approve the project, 14 votes to 4. Well, it won't be a surprise to most New Brunswickers, but the province's Auditor General says more needs to be done to ease excessive emergency room waits at New Brunswick hospitals. The AG says his survey shows hospital only met wait time targets about 1/3 of the time over a 4-year period. Here's CTV's Nick Moore with details.
funds, bodies, resources.
Auditor General Paul Martin says the New Brunswick government does not have any comprehensive strategy to deal with excessive wait times in hospital emergency departments.
The key issues our audit identified were that emergency room wait times consistently exceed established targets, and there is a lack of monitoring by the department to analyze gaps and risk areas.
The AG report says only 34% of emergency department visits met key performance indicator wait time targets from triage to assessment by a doctor. The audit covered the period from April 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2024.
During our audit period, over 249,000 people left New Brunswick emergency departments without having been seen.
Martin says the government is not funding regional health authorities appropriately.
Chief after chief after chief after chief have requested an additional night doctor at the Chalmers here in Fredericton, and the answer always was, well, the formula doesn't allow that. Well, they're drowning, in the ER there.
As the Auditor General's report was being released in Fredericton this morning, the Liberal government was announcing its 11th collaborative care clinic in St. John. The government says these clinics will take pressure off emergency rooms. Martin says the government needs to create an ER wait time strategy now.
A strategy and targets on what is it they're going to invest in, what changes are they going to make.
The development of a strategy is one of 11 AG recommendations made to the Department of Health. The department says it will make a plan for all 11 recommendations. Nick Moore, CTV News, Fredericton.
So we'll certainly keep an eye on that. A lot of people looking towards a strategy and how the department handles the recommendations.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, thanks to Nick for that. Okay, let's lighten things up a little bit. This is an unusual place to get your Christmas tree. It's not around here.
Okay.
It's a national park.
Oh, that is unique.
People in northern Saskatchewan are permitted to cut down certain trees at the Prince Albert National Park. Actually, people are doing the park a favor by removing these trees from the fuel break that surrounds the town site of Waukesha. The fuel break is an area in the forest where coniferous trees and other flammable vegetation are removed to reduce the risk of wildfires. Just check out the size of these trees. I don't know where they're putting these trees.
For real.
They have a lobby of a large apartment building or something, but wow.
They stick out of the roof.
But
yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
There are more than 166 trees were taken, so.
Yeah. I started in Prince Albert with CTV.
No way,
Way back. And over there, the houses are very small. There's one apartment building. It's a very, very small community.
Okay.
And the Waukesha Park is huge. And those trees, like you mentioned, huge.
So maybe they're putting them outside?
It must be, because I'm like, what house is that? There's no big houses. There's no mansions there.
Okay.
There's like maybe 45,000 people.
Well,
if that.
Maybe because of that, they really go wild with the outdoor decorations.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Because that would, anyway, I'd love to see
really
them decorated.
cold there, so I don't know who's standing out there to decorate. But
Yeah, and to fell a tree of that size, it's not easy.
That's not easy.
It kind of requires a little. I hope there's like some safety guidance, because
It's too funny.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is. I can't imagine showing up to Keji and cutting a tree down.
Yeah, and please don't.
No, we would
very special
not allowed.
circumstances out west. Yeah.
All right, well, still ahead, your entertainment headlines, but up next, the Move Morning Chat. Today, we want to know what's the best Christmas movie ever. Stay with us. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back. Think about your answer. 6:40.
That one's wonderful.
Oh, yeah. What a beautiful shot of Fredericton early this morning. Welcome back. The time now is 6:44. Snowing early this morning, so keep that in mind when you are heading out. You can see the roads are covered right now. You're going to want some extra time out on your commute, as we are going to see snow expected to clear a little bit into the afternoon, but returning even heavier into the evening. As of right now, it is -11 degrees in Fredericton, -4 starting off your day in Charlottetown, -6 in Halifax, -10 degrees early this morning in Sydney, -5 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a special weather statement in effect for parts of New Brunswick for overnight tonight until Thursday, expecting snow at around 10+ centimeters and freezing rain within 3 to 6 hours. And a snowfall warning also in effect for parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick for tonight until Thursday morning. We are expecting snowfall at around 15 to 20 centimeters, could become higher than that as well. A snow squall watch remains in effect for parts of Newfoundland. This will end later this morning. Still expecting around 5 to 30 centimeters within those snow squalls, so visibility could become an issue with those wind gusts of up to 70. Here's a look at the current system we're dealing with. As of right now, we're going to see snow and or showers for parts of the Maritime region, and then for Newfoundland and Labrador, still dealing with some flurry activity starting off your day. This system will become a bit wet, as you can see here. Risk of freezing rain for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Rain moving into Nova Scotia into the afternoon, and this system will continue to travel east. Now, behind this system, we have a second Alberta Clipper. It's going to be a fast-moving storm right across the Maritime region, bringing snow at its heaviest for parts of New Brunswick. And then you're going to see this divide with this system, bringing snow and or rain for parts of the Maritime region, and seeing that heavier snowfall into parts of central, northern New Brunswick. If you're wondering about our rainfall totals, starting off light will pick up for a bit of the Maritime region. As you can see here, 10 to 30 millimeters at its heaviest for parts of New Brunswick. Only seeing around 2 to 5 for much of Nova Scotia. Could see 5 to 10 for Sheet Harbour, 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Prince Edward Island. And then for Newfoundland, parts of that province will see around 2 to 10 millimeters as well. A snowfall outlook picking up as well, being the heaviest into parts of New Brunswick at around 15 to 30 centimeters into the northern region. For parts of Nova Scotia, only around 1 to 5 centimeters and 1 to 10 centimeters across Prince Edward Island. For Newfoundland, looking at around 1 to 10 centimeters as well. Same thing goes for parts of Labrador. Into our forecast today for New Brunswick, snow throughout your day, clearing a little bit into the afternoon, and then seeing rain and or snow, at times heavy moving in. And we are going to see wind gusts of 50 kilometers per hour today. And then for Prince Edward Island, highs between -1 to 2 degrees, snow mixed with rain across the island today. And then for Newfoundland, Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, actually, we are going to see snow and or rain throughout your day, transitions over to rain into the evening, wind gusts of 40. For the rest of Nova Scotia, showers and or flurries expected today. Daytime highs will range from 2 to 7 degrees. For Newfoundland and Labrador now, we're looking at sunshine for the day, -16 degrees over in Labrador City, 0 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Flurries start off the day, transitions into a wintry mix into the evening. For Thursday's forecast, we are going to see some lingering flurries and or showers for the Maritime region, the heaviest of that snow and or rain fixated on Newfoundland and Labrador. And then into Thursday evening, we do have some flurries returning across the Maritime region, sticking around for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador as well. And into Friday morning, much of the same, just some isolated flurries lingering as well. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to the Move Morning Chat. We're back with another Move Morning Chat, and this morning our question to our viewers is, what is the best Christmas movie of all time and why do you love it? So, Erin, you have a story for us?
Well, I know it's a hard question, but Us Weekly just released the official ranking of the top 3 Christmas movies of all time. So kind of curious if you agree, curious if your favorite movie made the list. But the top 3 Christmas movies, A Christmas Story, Miracle on 34th Street, and A Christmas Carol. Okay, so I know my favorite Christmas movie did not make the list. My favorite Christmas movie, going back to 1994 with the Santa Claus and Alan.
Oh, yes,
it is
classic.
The best. It's a classic. It's just one of those movies that makes me feel so nostalgic. I just have such vivid memories of being a kid and watching this with my family and my siblings. I know they've got 3 Santa Claus movies out now. The first one to me is just like the classic, never gets old. So that's my vote on the best Christmas movie of all time.
Okay, and hearing you say that just about made me change my favorite Christmas movie to Christmas with the Cranks, but I'm not going to say that. I love Christmas with the Cranks, but I'm going to go with an old movie called It's a Wonderful Life. I hope everybody has seen it. I'm not sure if you have, but I think it's a story behind it. I mean, it's a good movie all on its own. Frank Capra directed, Jimmy Stewart the star. It's very, very dark. If you really take a close look at it, there's a lot of stuff that happens in that movie that's going to say, this is a Christmas movie? But it turns out that it is. But the story behind it, how basically we probably wouldn't love that movie as much as we do if not for a clerical error. A clerical error in 1974 meant that movie went into the public domain, and suddenly TV stations all across Canada and the United States are saying, hey, this is a free movie. We don't have to pay for this. We can put this movie on and people will watch it, maybe, hopefully, for a couple of hours, and we're not paying for a thing. As a result, it got played over and over and over again on TV stations, and people grew to love it. So, and that would include me too, I guess. It's a Wonderful Life, my favorite Christmas movie.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Latavia and I both love one movie in particular, but I'm wondering what you're going to say.
Well, we definitely love Home Alone. It tops the charts, of course. Every year it gets funnier and funnier. But for me, it's a movie that was on TV, and it's called A Mom for Christmas. It's super sad. It's back in the 90s, Olivia Newton-John, and it pulls at your heartstrings. It's so cute and sad, but really good.
Oh my gosh, she's told me about this movie. She says you have to watch it. I'm also going to go back to the 90s. Now, this movie was kind of on your list, Aaron, but I don't think this particular version was. It is A Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah.
So good and funny with Gonzo, Rizzo the Rat telling the story. You have these lovable Muppet characters in these iconic roles, and Scrooge himself is played none other than by Michael Caine. And Michael Caine is a phenomenal actor, and he brings it to this. He could have been a lot sillier in a movie that's all about Muppets and Christmas and having some fun, but he plays it like it's a Shakespearean play. But the music is next level. In fact, my husband and I are playing that soundtrack constantly. Okay, so we want to know, do you agree with us? Or maybe there's a movie that doesn't get much of a shout out, but you really love it. What's the best Christmas movie of all time? Why do you love it? Send us a text at 10400 and we will share your answers later in the show.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
And welcome back. The time now is 6:55. We're going to head over to Hollywood and take a look at your entertainment headlines.
John Stamos is joining the cast of The Hunting Wives for Season 2, the Netflix series about a group of wealthy Texas housewives hiding some dangerous secrets debuted earlier this year. Production on Season 2 is already underway. Eric Dane says he's working on a memoir. The actor says Book of Days, a memoir in moments, will detail his time working on Grey's Anatomy and Euphoria. It'll also cover his diagnosis earlier this year with the progressive neurodegenerative disease, ALS.
I don't think you appreciate the gut reaction people have to these things.
Fans of the movie Jaws are going to need a bigger wallet. Several props from the 50-year-old Steven Spielberg blockbuster are going up for sale, including the fishing pole used by Robert Shaw's character, Quint.
Bottom line, everyone's out to beat me.
And happy birthday to Food Network celebrity chef Bobby Flay. He turned 61 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News.
All right, let's take a look at what's happening now in news. A Nova Scotia First Nation says it has banned the province's premier and 2 of his senior ministers from their land. And just weeks before Christmas, about 100 employees at a processing plant in Wallace, Nova Scotia are out of work. New Brunswick's Auditor General says more needs to be done to ease excessive emergency room waits at hospitals. Those details coming up in your local news headlines. But first, your 3-day forecast with Latavia.
Thanks, Suzette. Taking a look at our 3-day for New Brunswick. A high of -4 today. Snow expected throughout the day. Transitions over to a wintry mix into the evening. And then on Thursday, scattered flurries, rain into the evening. And then on Friday, we're looking at a mix of sun and cloud, isolated flurries as well. Nova Scotia will see flurries and or showers today. Transitions over to evening rain. On Thursday, rain transitions over to flurries. Isolated flurries expected on Friday. For Prince Edward Island, snow mixed with rain today. Rain across the island on Thursday, evening flurries, isolated flurries expected on Friday.
Experience the magic of the season with Holiday
We'll
Magic.
get all the details on the upcoming show that you can watch this weekend. It's guaranteed to put you in the festive spirit, and it's a fundraiser. That's a little later in this half hour.
Thank you so much for joining us. Time now is 7. so much more to go. Show is always
2 hours left.
I know. It does speed right by. There's a whole. I love the first hour. All
I
that,
know.
Information.
So much fun. I think we'll get some good messages about people's favorite Christmas movie.
Oh, yes. I can't wait to
Good
start
ones. So many
those.
current ones, funny ones, Office Christmas Party.
Oh, I just recently watched
That's
that.
good. That's a hoot.
Yeah, that's not one we would show clips of morning television, but it's hilarious.
It's Elf is very popular.
Oh,
yeah.
One of my
The one
favorites.
that I love is The Night Before. Have you ladies seen that?
No.
It's a good one. It's not appropriate for television
Okay.
either, but it's really fun.
Like
Seth Rogen.
Okay.
Who else? Anthony Mackie.
Yes.
Yes.
I have seen that one. Oh, yeah. There's some great ones. Fred Claus.
Yes.
Vince Vaughn.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
That's a hoot.
Okay.
4 Christmases.
I
with Vince
recently
Vaughn.
watched that. That's really funny. Yeah, that's
That one
Love
is-
Actually.
Oh, yeah. The Holiday. Krampus, if you want to get
Oh, I love
on the darker side of
Krampus.
it. It's a good one, right?
Oh my gosh, the on and on we go. All right, 7:01, almost 7:02. If you haven't left the house right now, this woman has important information for you. What are we looking at?
First of all, we are seeing a wintry mix start to track across the region. Just keep that in mind when you are heading out. Here's a live look at Lunenburg, a dark start to the day, a cold one at that. Keep that in mind as well. But we aren't seeing any active weather in your region as of right now. But we are seeing a wintry mix already moving in for parts of Atlantic Canada, so you may want to allot some extra time out on your morning commute just in case. But as of right now, it is cold. -11 in Fredericton early this morning, -4 in Charlottetown, -10 degrees starting off your day in Sydney, -6 in Halifax, with -5 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at that wind chill. This is what it's feeling like across the maritime region. Temperatures will start to warm up into the afternoon, still going to feel quite cold for parts of northern New Brunswick. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, also a cold start to your day. We are having a risk of some frostbite over in Labrador City. It's currently feeling like -30. And then temperatures, as I mentioned, will continue to warm up, but still going to feel quite cold for parts of both Newfoundland and Labrador. Here's a look at the special weather statement currently in effect for parts of New Brunswick. This is for tonight until Thursday. Also seeing that snowfall warning in effect for parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick. And then for Newfoundland, parts of the province will see snow squall watches in effect until later this morning. So the first system we're dealing with today, bringing a chance of flurries and or showers back around, and then into tonight, seeing heavier snow and heavier rain moving in because of that second Alberta clipper. In terms of the wind, going to be quite light starting off this morning out of the south-southwest. As of right now, 31 kilometers per hour in St. John, New Brunswick, 26 into Yarmouth, 20 into Shelburne and Grand Manan, as well as into Charlottetown. Wind gusts of up to 41 in Yarmouth and St. John, New Brunswick, 37 into Grand Manan. We'll take another look at your long-range forecast just ahead. But first, another look at your local news with Suzette.
Thank you so much, Latavia. Well, just a couple weeks before Christmas, about 100 employees at a processing plant in Wallace, Nova Scotia are out of work, thanks to that massive fire that broke out yesterday. Now the town is rallying to support people who lost their income, and in some cases, even more on that Monday fire. CTV's Jonathan McGuinness was in Wallace yesterday.
Workers sift through what's left of what was a bustling fish plant just yesterday.
It was a shock, that's for sure.
Jessica Thompson was inside when the fire started shortly before 10 Monday morning. She's been at the Aqua Shell plant in Wallace, Nova Scotia for 11 years.
We were just all working away, and then there was smoke, and we could smell something, and we all ran out of the building, and it went up in flames. Went up pretty quick.
Thompson has not only lost her job, she's one of a half dozen or so employees whose vehicles were also destroyed by the raging flames. Over 100 people work at the plant. Close to 60 were there at the time of the fire.
We were just up the road. Members were here really quickly on scene for an investigation call, and very quickly it turned into a rapid full commercial structure fire.
The shellfish processing facility sits on the shore near the Northumberland Strait. High winds and bitter cold made tackling the flames difficult for the more than 100 firefighters from Wallace and surrounding departments who responded.
It was a -10, I think, at one point. The winds were just ripping off the water, as you can see behind us. Because of that, it just fanned the flames for sure.
The plant has operated in Wallace for decades. Its loss is a big blow for the area.
Well, it was a big factor in the community. We produced a lot of lobster for the surrounding area and stuff, so it's definitely going to feel it, that's for sure.
Hopefully they rebuild it and we can come back to work again. Yeah, it's really sad news. I enjoyed working here with a lot of different people.
The province's fire marshal was on site here earlier today going through the rubble and conducting interviews. There's no word on how long it will take to determine the cause of this fire. Jonathan McGinnis, CTV News, Wallace, Nova Scotia.
A Nova Scotia First Nation says it has banned the province's premier and 2 of his senior ministers from their land. The Sabaganagadi First Nation says Premier Tim Houston, Attorney General Scott Armstrong, and Liam Martin, the minister responsible for leading negotiations on Aboriginal and treaty rights, aren't welcome, branding them as undesirables in a statement yesterday. The ban comes 1 week after the province announced a crackdown on illegal cannabis sales. First Nation groups immediately responded, arguing the province has no jurisdiction on their lands. Well, a sizable number of Monktonians are still boiling their water after yesterday's major water main break. The incident is the latest in a series of breaks blamed on the weather and aging pipes.
We get about 40-50 water main breaks. Some years in the last 5 days, we've had 4.
We've been boiling water in that and letting it sit, and then we've been pouring it into some drinking containers that we already keep in the fridge anyway.
City officials say alarms first went off around 2 o'clock Monday afternoon when water flows at a main pumping station suddenly doubled. Work is ongoing. Well, it won't be a surprise to most New Brunswickers, but the province's Auditor General says more needs to be done to ease excessive emergency room waits at New Brunswick hospitals.
During our audit period, over 249,000 people left New Brunswick emergency departments without having been seen.
Chief after chief after chief after chief have requested an additional night doctor at the Chalmers here in Fredericton, and the answer always was, well, the formula doesn't allow that. Well, they're drowning, you know, in the ER there.
The AG report says only 34% of emergency department visits met the key performance indicator wait time targets from triage to assessment by a doctor. The audit covered the period from April 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2024. Yesterday, the Liberal government announced its 11th collaborative care clinic in St. John. The government says these clinics will take pressure off emergency rooms. Martin says the government needs to create an ER wait time strategy now. The development of a strategy is one of 11 AG recommendations made to the Department of Health. The department says it will make a plan for all 11 recommendations. And finally, emergency room wait times weren't the only focus of New Brunswick's Auditor General's report yesterday. He notes the province's highways are in dire need of attention. Nearly half are considered to be in poor condition, which is contributing to another trouble statistic.
Between 2021 and 2023, New Brunswick reported 19,758 collisions, 4,520 injuries, and 178 fatalities on its highways.
24 recommendations were made, all of them accepted by the province. None of the findings surprised CAA Atlantic, though, which notes that 43% of roads nationwide are deemed to be in poor condition.
Ooh. That's a rough one, literally.
It is, yeah. And I see it, you know, you can kind of see this time of year where the potholes might show up in the spring.
Yeah.
Like forming and the freeze. Oh, yeah.
Oh, gosh. Well, let's brighten things up once again. Okay, as we know, Santa knows every language, including sign language. So at a Texas college, they choppered in Santa to bring holiday cheer to deaf and hearing impaired children. The event allows kids to share their holiday wishes with Santa. Just look at this. It's lovely.
Aww.
You're gonna see him land. There we go. And then once he greets the children, he uses American Sign Language. Now, organizers say the long-standing tradition aims to ensure every child, regardless of hearing ability, can fully experience the wonder of the season.
Santa's just incredible.
Isn't this amazing?
Santa's the best. And you know what? Yeah, I love Santa wants to include everyone, and he knows everyone's language. And you know, and it's so sweet. Santa's, oh, yeah.
He's so busy.
He's incredibly busy, knows every language. I mean, he's a magical guy.
He was even at Christmas Daddy's this weekend.
Well, of course he was.
I love it. I love when he shows up.
Me too.
Yeah, he's a busy guy, but he makes time for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, up next, your national news headlines. Latavia will also have another look at the all-important weather forecast for the week ahead. Here is a live look at Truro, Nova Scotia right now. Ooh, it is a cool one. Holy cow. Okay, we'll be right back. It's 7:10.
Quite beautiful over in Barrington Passage this morning. Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 7:14. A bit cooler starting off your day, but much warmer over here. 5 degrees starting off your day and expecting some mixed precipitation also to head your way. Weather is brought to you by ALC.ca. We are seeing a wintry mix for parts of the region early this morning. As of right now, minus 11 degrees in Fredericton, minus 4 starting off your day in Charlottetown with minus 9 in Sydney, minus 6 degrees early this morning in Halifax, minus 26 over in Labrador City, minus 13 degrees in Cartwright, and minus 8 in Gander. Over to the special weather statement that remains in effect for parts of New Brunswick. This is for tonight until Thursday. Going to see snowfall as well as a risk of freezing rain for around 3 to 6 hours. And then that snowfall warning also in effect for tonight until Thursday. Parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick could see snowfall at around 15 to 20 centimeters. And we do have snow squalls still remaining in effect for parts of Newfoundland until later this morning. Could see 5 to 30 centimeters within those snow squalls, so we could have some visibility issues in those areas. Over to our forecast timeline. This is the current system that we're dealing with, bringing snow and rain across the maritime region. Will continue to bring flurry activity for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. As we enter into the afternoon, seeing a bit of clearing for parts of New Brunswick, leaving sunshine. But for the most part, we are going to see a wintry mix for parts of all 3 maritime provinces until this system makes its way over to Newfoundland and Labrador. And then we have another system, a second Alberta clipper making its way over. So it is a fast-moving system yet again, seeing the heaviest of that snowfall into parts of New Brunswick, and then seeing this pink divide. So that's a risk of some freezing rain. Then we're going to see, for the most part, wet weather for the maritime region. So periods of rain starting to move in for the central and southern region of New Brunswick, moving into Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. If you are wondering about rainfall totals, seeing the heaviest into southern New Brunswick at around 10 to 30 millimeters of precipitation, 2 to 5 for Prince Edward Island, and around 2 to 10 for parts of Nova Scotia. And then for Newfoundland, looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters as well. Then for our snowfall outlook, we are going to see those totals pick up for parts of central and northern New Brunswick at around 10 to 30 centimeters of snow accumulation, 1 to 10 across Prince Edward Island, and only seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters for parts of Nova Scotia. For parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, we're going to see around 1 to 10 centimeters of snowfall as well. For forecast today for New Brunswick, snow across the province transitions over to rain and or snow. We are going to see wind out of the southwest, 30 gusting to 50, a highs of 2 to -1 today. We are going to see snow mixed with rain across Prince Edward Island. That continues into the evening as well. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at snow and or rain throughout your day, transitions over to rain into the evening, wind gusts of 40. And then the rest of Nova Scotia, same thing, looking at a wintry mix today, showers and or flurries expected throughout the day. And then for Labrador, lots of sunshine today. We will be seeing a high of -16 degrees in Labrador City. Flurries start off the day in St. John's, Newfoundland with a high of 1, and then seeing mixed precipitation into the evening. Thursday's forecast, much warmer day ahead for much of Atlantic Canada. We are going to see a chance of flurries and or showers continuing for parts of the maritime region, the heaviest being into Newfoundland and Labrador. And then into Thursday night, flurries continue across much of Atlantic Canada. And then into Friday's forecast, early in the morning, some lingering flurries expected. That's a look at your weather forecast. We'll throw things over to Suzette for national and international news.
Thank you, Latavia. Well, Canada is pushing back against the new U.S. national security strategy. It's a document that many American allies see as hostile. CTV's Judy Trin takes a closer look at the plan.
These are not just defense assets, they are nation-building assets.
3 federal ministers present to announce a nearly $3 million investment in military satellites built and operated in Canada to surveil the Arctic and warn against foreign threats as part of North American air defense.
It will be operated here from Canada by Canadians, so it really is a sovereign capability.
It's sovereignty that continues to be challenged as Donald Trump pulls back support of Western allies in the administration's newly released national security strategy.
And what the United States of America chooses to do through its national security strategy is its choice. What we intend to do here with a new Canadian national security strategy is our choice. So we will continue to manage the relationship well.
The White House document calls for the U.S. to restore American preeminence in the Western Hemisphere and demands other nations make the U.S. its partner of choice while discouraging collaboration with others.
It's a kind of coercive economic nationalism.
Canada's former ambassador to NATO says the strategy could be viewed as hostile, that it lumps Canada in with Latin America, positioning it as a vassal state, existing only to further American interests.
Focuses on Buy American. We're going to push out competitors out of your markets because we're going to be the preeminent power in the region.
The Trump doctrine seeks to weaken China. It also calls for Europe to stand on its own 2 feet and is against NATO expansion. The Kremlin says the American strategy aligns with Russian policy.
The FBI has released a new photo of Canadian fugitive allegedly drugged and kidnapped former Olympian Ryan Wedding. According to American authorities, this photo is believed to have been taken in Mexico this past summer. It's not clear who took the photo or how it was obtained. The 44-year-old is allegedly connected to multiple murders, and the FBI believes he is hiding out in Mexico under protection of a cartel. All right, well, we still have a lot more to come this morning. Stay with us. Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back. Go refill your coffee and don't go anywhere. It's 7:20.
Welcome back, 7:23. And are you looking for a little holiday magic in your life? Well, you've come to the right place. This year's live Holiday Magic Variety Show fundraiser happened last weekend. You can watch the 90-minute special this weekend on CTV and CTV2. It's 5:30 Saturday, December 13th. Joining me now to chat about the holiday magic and the impact of the fundraiser, show producer Bob Van Wart and Stephen Harding, President and CEO of the Dartmouth General Hospital Foundation. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
The most wonderful time of the year. We look forward to this. And Bob, it's fun to chat with someone else, a TV man. You know, every once in a while, it's fun to have that conversation.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the show. What's special about this year's edition of Holiday Magic?
Well, I have to say, this is the biggest show we've ever produced, over 100 performers. We've got some of the best performers ever on the show. Terry Kelly is returning. We've got Dave Carroll, who's well known for United Breaks Guitars, and then he's joined by his brother and another performer as Sons of Maxwell. We've got Chantal Beaulieu is coming back. What's really special about her performance, she's created and performed one of the best songs I've ever heard for Holiday Magic. It's called The Gift. Wow. We've got so many more things. I would probably need an hour to share it all with you, but it's the best show ever.
Great to hear. Well, it's 90 minutes, going to be jam-packed. Yeah. Let's talk about bringing the hospital. This is a fundraiser. Where does the money go this year, Stephen?
It's an amazing fundraiser for the Dartmouth General Hospital Foundation Kidney Health Innovation Fund. Again, we're known for a lot of firsts in Canada. This is a first in North America research project, understanding the impact of dialysis on the brain and what the cardiac implications are. So it's the first in North America. Again, thanks, Bob and Nancy, for your support from Holiday Magic. We're also collaborating this year with the Kidney Foundation of Canada, Atlantic branch as well. So it's a great collaboration to immediately help patients as well.
Oh my gosh, what a great cause. I mean, the Dartmouth General Hospital Foundation in general, yes, it is leading the country in so many ways, but this kidney work is
orthopedics
so
now.
Important. Yeah.
Kidney health innovation.
Yeah, we talked about the in the emergency room using diagnostic tools. We talked about.
That's right,
I mean,
point of care
this is wonderful. But I mean, anybody who's impacted by somebody who has kidney issues, they know how important and life-saving this treatment can be. Let's talk more about the show itself.
Yes.
So Nancy Regan's hosting.
Yes.
There's an element this year called Santa's Lost in Space. I need you to explain that for viewers.
Well, I have to thank my older son, Mark. Just literally, out of the blue, I said, I'd love to have an animated feature this year, Santa's Lost in Space. Don't ask me where that idea came from. I woke up and I would. So he literally spent days and days and days creating our first ever animated project for Holiday Magic. Santa literally gets lost in space, but he does find his way back to Dartmouth. People have to watch it. And I just have to make a comment, Crystal. Yeah. They don't want to leave their couches or wherever they happen to be sitting when that part's over. They want to stay and watch the credits. The credits are hilarious.
It sounds great. It's 5:30 Saturday. I mean, you can tune in, and it doesn't cost anything to tune in, but if you're able to support the Dartmouth General Hospital Foundation during the production, how does that work?
Yes, so people can call in, make a donation. This year we have the J&W Murphy Foundation have a match, an incredible match to double everyone's donations.
Whoa.
So up to $40,000. This is incredible. So what a perfect time to make a donation. If you want to have your donation doubled, it's going to be a great great support from the J&W Murphy Foundation.
That's fantastic. That's during the show when it airs on Saturday at 5:30. Okay.
Yeah, and we've added this year a QR code.
Yeah.
And we've got a toll-free number, and we also have a website. So anybody that can do anything, they can donate through any one of those three.
So as of now, so people can donate to www.dghfoundation.ca to make a donation to have their donation doubled.
Perfect. That's great news. Well, thank you both for coming in. Great work on the show.
Great.
Can't wait to see it on Saturday. It's 7:27. We put more information about
Thanks
Holiday
to
Magic
CTV
on our
as well.
website.
Thank
Our
you.
pleasure.
Yes.
Yep,
Thank
it airs
you.
on CTV2 and CTV on Saturday 5:30. 7:27, and I said, and we'll be back right after this break. Yeah, there is more information on our website.
Coming up in this half hour, books for Christmas. Whether you're looking for a gift or a new read over the holidays, our pal and author Chantal Gertin has you covered. We'll get her recommendations in about 15 minutes or so right here on Your Morning Atlantic.
Welcome back. 7:31. We're halfway through the show already, halfway through the week, right in the middle. I just wanted to mention one more quick thing. My interview about Holiday Magic on CTV and CTV2 this Saturday, 5:30. There's another way you can support the Dartmouth General Hospital Foundation. This year, the money's going toward kidney health support. There's an ornament, and Control Room is going to pick it up. You can get this online. It's made out of pewter. It's a collaboration with Amos Pewter.
Nice.
It's a butterfly, but it's actually made out of 2 kidneys. So if you know someone who is impacted by kidney issues, this would be a beautiful ornament to give, and you can purchase them on the Dartmouth General Foundation website.
Wow.
That's
yeah,
gorgeous.
beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, I thought it was really nice.
That is nice. Thanks for sharing that.
And it comes in a little drawstring velvet bag,
Well, you
so
can't
that just
beat
takes
that.
it up a notch. Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Speaking of gifting, what's the weather like today?
Yeah, what a gift.
Some last minute shopping done.
Oh, I'm not looking forward to finishing up my Christmas shopping. I waited way too late this year because of the weather, but you're going to have to deal with it regardless because we are going to see a wintry mix moving in today and into this evening. Here's a live look at Back Row Point. Not really seeing any active weather early this morning, but it will feel cold, so keep that in mind when you are heading out. Temperatures expected to warm up into Thursday's forecast. It's going to remain quite cooler for hours today. Minus 11 degrees in Fredericton, minus 4 heading outdoors in Charlottetown, minus 9 in Sydney, minus 6 in Halifax, minus 4 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. Then factor in that wind chill, feeling a lot colder this morning. Not as cold as we saw Tuesday morning, but it's still going to feel quite cold. And then into the afternoon, not as bad as we're seeing across the Maritime region, but still going to feel quite cold for both Newfoundland and Labrador. Early this morning, we have that risk of frostbite in Labrador City with that minus 30. That's what it's going to feel like today. And then into the afternoon, starting to cool up, but still going to feel the coldest over in parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Here's a look at the special weather statement in effect for parts of New Brunswick. This is for overnight tonight until Thursday, expecting snow and a risk of freezing rain as well. A snowfall warning also in effect for the parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick, as we are going to see snow, at times heavy, move in tonight, carrying into early Thursday morning. A snow squall watch remains in effect for parts of Newfoundland until later this morning. Here's a look at the current system we're dealing with. Flurries for parts of the region, but for the most part, seeing snow and or rain across the Maritime region. This system will continue to move east across parts of Newfoundland and Labrador as well. Pretty light winds starting off the day will pick up into the afternoon. As of right now, though, out of the south and southwest, 24 kilometers per hour in Charlottetown, 28 in Yarmouth, 20 into Halifax and Shelburne, 19 into St. John, New Brunswick. Wind gusts of up to 48 kilometers per hour in St. John, New Brunswick, 46 in Yarmouth, and 33 in Grand Manan. We'll take another look at your forecast coming up, but first a look at your local news with Suzette.
Thank you so much, Latavia. A Nova Scotia First Nation says it has banned the province's premier and 2 of his senior ministers from their land. The Sabaganagati First Nation says Premier Tim Houston, Attorney General Scott Armstrong, and Liam Martin, the minister responsible for leading negotiations on Aboriginal and treaty rights, aren't welcome, branding them as undesirables in a statement yesterday. The ban comes 1 week after the province announced a crackdown on illegal cannabis sales. First Nation groups immediately responded, arguing the province has no jurisdiction on their lands. An emergency water main repair took place in the Halifax area last night. This one's in Lower Sackville near Glendale and McGee Drives. Water service was shut down in the area, and no word on how long it was shut down for. Motorists were warned of some delays and to take alternate routes if possible. A sizable number of Monktonians are still boiling their water after yesterday's water main break. The incident is the latest in a series of breaks blamed on the weather and aging pipes.
We get about 40-50 water main breaks. Some years in the last 5 days, we've had 4.
We've been boiling water in that and letting it sit, and then we've been pouring it into some drinking containers that we already keep in the fridge anyway.
City officials say alarms first went off around 2 p.m. Monday when water flows at a main pumping station suddenly doubled. Work is ongoing. Well, it won't be a surprise to most New Brunswickers, but the province's Auditor General says more needs to be done to ease excessive emergency room waits at New Brunswick hospitals.
During our audit period, over 249,000 people left New Brunswick emergency departments without having been seen.
Chief after chief after chief after chief have requested an additional night doctor at the Chalmers here in Fredericton, and the answer always was, well, the formula doesn't allow that. Well, they're drowning, you know, in the ER there.
The AG report says only 34% of emergency department visits met the key performance indicator wait time targets from triage to assessment by a doctor. The audit covered the period from April 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2024. Paul Martin says the government isn't funding regional health authorities appropriately. Yesterday, the Liberal government announced its 11th collaborative care clinic in St. John. The government says these clinics will take pressure off emergency rooms. Martin says the government needs to create an ER wait time strategy now. The development of a strategy is one of 11 AG recommendations made to the Department of Health. The department says it will make a plan for all of those recommendations. And emergency room wait times weren't the only focus of New Brunswick's Auditor General's report yesterday. He notes the province's highways are in dire need of attention. Nearly half are considered to be in poor condition, which is contributing to another troubling statistic.
Between 2021 and 2023, New Brunswick reported 19,758 collisions, 4,520 injuries, and 178 fatalities on its highways.
24 recommendations were made, all of them accepted by the province. None of the findings surprising, though, to CTV Atlantic, which notes 43% of roads nationwide are deemed to be in poor condition. Lots of potholes around.
And dirt roads, some dirt roads. Just a couple in Cape Breton that every year there's suspension issues that we have to deal with in our car because we have no choice but to travel them. Yeah, tis the way, tis the way. Okay, a lot of people enjoy Christmas Village this time of year. I know I do. This one's very tiny, but it offers big time delight. Check it out. Oh, yeah, she's elaborate. It's a festive scene set up by a Winnipeg man named Gabriel Ayotte. He says his wife first started doing the village about 30 years ago, but then he got into it and took over. There are about 450 people in the town. They play hockey, they fish, they chop down little trees, they do their Christmas shopping, they skate. There's a running train, 450 trees, hundreds of twinkling lights, 63 buildings. As you can see, the details are extraordinary, and every year he adds to it. I just love the little details.
Oh my goodness, I love this. Very cool.
It's just delightful. So oh my gosh, a little Dalmatian. Oh, the little tug of war.
I love this.
Oh my God, I want to go visit this man's house.
I know, I want this in my house.
Oh my gosh. You'd have to have like quite a large house.
Absolutely. Probably take up my whole house.
Oh my gosh. All right, this one's for you, Suzette. Listen up. If you're a country music fan, we have a great new contest you're going to love. We want to send you to see the mega stars of country music. The concert features tributes to some of country's biggest stars, including Alan Jackson, George Strait, and Brooke Brooks and Dunn. Suzette Bell will now sing you songs from all of those artists.
I was going to say, I would know every song they sing at this.
The performers channel the real artist to give audiences an experience that emulates the real deal. 6 stops in the Maritimes this spring: Summerside, Fredericton, Riverview, Halifax, Truro, and Sydney. We're giving away a pair of tickets to each stop. So to enter, head to our website. Good luck to you.
That's going to be fun.
Right? Good night out.
Yeah.
You know, springtime, you want a little something fun to look forward to.
Exactly.
Getting close to those way down yonder on a Chattahoochee.
Oh, I love the Chattahoochee. I love the Chattahoochee. It could be a great Christmas gift idea.
Oh, it would. All right, it's time for another break on this Wednesday, but we hope you'll stick around. Coming up after the break, Latavia will have a look at the all-important weather forecast, and then we're talking books for Christmas. Our friend and author Chantal Gertin will join us with some of her favorite picks to give or to get. Stay with us. CTV Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. The time now is 7:43 on your Wednesday morning. We're taking a live look at Yarmouth. A bit warmer starting off your day, currently 3 degrees. Expecting a wet day ahead, though. So even though the snow has melted over at the skate park, still can't use it. Now we're going to look across the region. Temperatures remaining cold early this morning. As of right now, -11 heading outdoors in Fredericton, -4 over in Charlottetown, -6 degrees in Halifax, -9 in Sydney, and -4 starting off your day in St. John's, Newfoundland. We do still have a special weather statement in effect for parts of New Brunswick for tonight until Thursday morning. Looking at snowfall at around 10 centimeters plus and freezing rain to last around 3 to 6 hours. A snowfall warning also in effect as we are expecting snow at times heavy for tonight until Thursday morning. Parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick could see around 15 to 20 centimeters. We do have snow squalls also in effect for parts of Newfoundland until later this morning. Could see 5 to 30 centimeters within those snow squalls, wind gusts of up to 70 kilometers per hour, so visibility could be an issue. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. We are dealing with snow and rain across parts of Atlantic Canada. Newfoundland and Labrador seeing a bit of sunshine, but also seeing some flurry activity early this morning. Snow starts to clear out for parts of New Brunswick, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, and then we start to see that wetter weather mix in. So we do have a risk of freezing rain and then seeing rain move in for much of Nova Scotia. Into the evening hours, a second storm makes its way over, a second Alberta Clipper. It's going to be a fast-moving system across the region, bringing snow at times heavy into tonight for New Brunswick. And then we see this line of dividing between that snow and rain with that risk of freezing rain as well. So for the remainder of the Maritime region, going to be dealing with that wet weather. If you are looking into our rainfall outlook, we are going to see the heaviest of that rainfall, 10 to 30 millimeters for southern New Brunswick, 2 to 5 for Prince Edward Island, and for the most part, looking at around 2 to 10 millimeters across Nova Scotia, seeing around 2 to 10 millimeters as well for parts of Newfoundland. For our snowfall outlook, we are going to see the heaviest yet again for parts of central and northern New Brunswick, looking at around 15 to 30 centimeters of snow accumulation, 1 to 10 across Prince Edward Island, and only seeing around 1 to 5 centimeters for parts of Nova Scotia. Then looking around 1 to 10 centimeters for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Here's our forecast today for New Brunswick. Snow expected throughout your day today, and then seeing rain and or snow into the evening. Snow at times heavy, and wind gusts of up to 50. Prince Edward Island dealing with highs between -1 to 2 degrees today. Snow mixed with rain expected throughout your day. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at snow and rain as well today, and then transitions over to rain into the evening, wind gusts of 40. For the rest of Nova Scotia, looking at showers and or flurries today, and daytime highs will range from 2 to 7 degrees. Then for Labrador, lots of sunshine throughout your day today, looking at a mix of sun and cloud for Labrador City, a high of -16 degrees and 1 degree into St. John's, Newfoundland. Flurries start off the day, will transition over to showers and or flurries into the evening. For our forecast Thursday, temperatures will warm up above seasonal for parts of the Maritime region. We are going to see snow and rain for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. A chance of flurries and or showers return for parts of the Maritime region. Into Thursday night, we're looking at some isolated flurries returning for the Maritime. Still seeing a bit of snow for parts of Labrador, bit of precipitation for parts of Newfoundland, and then temperatures cooling back down as we inch towards the weekend on Friday. Looking at flurries across parts of Atlantic Canada. Crystal.
Ooh, great new animation. It's 7:47. And do you have a reader on your Christmas list? Or maybe you're looking for a book for yourself to enjoy over the holidays? Well, our friend and author Chantal Gertin is here to share some of her favorite picks of the season. Good morning, Chantal.
Good morning, Crystal.
So excited to have this chat. Let's jump right in. Let's get to a book that'll put you in the holiday spirit.
Yes, so this is Christmas at the Ranch. It's by Julia McKay, who is actually the pen name of Marissa Stapley, who is best known for her book Lucky, which comes out as an Apple TV series in the new year. This story is a woman who's watching the news. She sees that her father is going to jail for fraud, and she is devastated and returns to her snowy hometown where she grew up, where she was in love with Tate, who worked at the ranch where she rode horses. So if you love a snowy romance, if you love horse riding and a sexy guy who works there that she's now back in the same town as, this is the book to get you in the Christmas spirit. It's actually set in Haliburton, Ontario, so it's a nice Canadian setting too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that sounds like a hoot. All right, what if you just want a little pick-me-up over the holidays, a little laugh?
Okay, this one was on my Christmas list, but I bought it myself because I couldn't wait. So it's called First Time, Long Time. It's a debut novel. I feel like I love this genre where you just have this devastated woman on the cover, you know, so you know what you're getting. It's a little quirky. So this one deals with, it's very funny, but it also deals with a little grief. Her father has died and she goes to LA. She's a writer. She meets this guy, and it sort of works into, you know, when you're searching for something after maybe something sad has happened into your life, and the people who come into your life, do they fill that need? How do you redefine yourself? Those themes.
Okay, love it. Okay, your next suggestion is a book about one of those ones you can read before you see the movie.
Yes, so this is my favorite Emily Henry book, The People We Meet on Vacation, and this is coming out in January on Netflix as a movie. So the premise of this is that there are two best friends, Alex and Poppy, a guy and a girl, and they're just friends, like no romance, of course, and it takes place over multiple summers. Every summer they go away for a 1-week vacation together, and so it goes back and forth like 10 summers ago, and then this summer, and works its way up, going back and forth, so that you're getting all these different pictures of what has happened on summers, because something has happened to them and now it's all culminating in this summer.
Okay, fun. Fun to read a summer book in the winter as well, a little escapism.
Yes, it is, a little escape.
All right, chef on the list. You've got a great cookbook.
Okay, so this one is actually a pick that my 11-year-old son chose for my 19-year-old son, who loves to cook steak. And it's great because it gives you variations on cuts of meat, how to cook it, different sauces, so like a chimichurri that you can make from scratch. And so I think this is someone who's like really just getting into cooking or loves that. This is a really great idea.
I love it. And with the price of beef these days, you don't want to mess it up. You want to get it right. I love that. All right, one of Amanda's favorite books of the year, and I know you loved it too, it's called Broken Country. Tell us a bit more about it. I haven't read it.
Okay, yes. So Broken Country was my favorite book this year by Claire Leslie Hall. Seemed like a debut book from her, but actually she is really well known in the UK, but this was her first novel that broke out internationally. And so it was a Reese's Book Club pick. So then what they did, the publisher went back and was like, well, what else did you write that came out in the UK but we hadn't heard, under her pen name? So they republished it, and this one is Days You Were Mine, is another book from her. This story is so good as well. So it's a husband and wife who are expecting their first child, and the husband never knew his mother because he was adopted. And so there is this hunt to find where he came from, which often happens when you're starting your own family and starting to think about that genealogy. And so he goes to find her. And so it's, again, layers of family drama and interconnection, and it's just so well written. And I'm so happy for her that now, like, that she's kind of broken out. She has other books, it's just they never made it over here to Canada, so they've republished them.
Well, thanks for the inside track on that. Now we have time for one more quick one, Chantel. What have you got?
Okay, so this is Heart the Lover by Lily King, and I saw Lily come to the library here in Toronto and speak, and this is a companion novel to one of her biggest books ever, which was Writers and Lovers, came out several years ago. So even if you didn't read that book, I hadn't read that book. I read this one, and then I went back and read that one, and so I can't give anything away, but all I will say is this book is so great to read while you're reading it, but the ending is just the whole payoff. And so I highly recommend, and you could look for the other one too. And if you're giving a gift to someone who really loves to read, you could give the two together.
Amazing, Chantel. Thank you so much for these great suggestions.
Thank you. I hope you have a great holiday.
You too. Happy holidays to you. Thanks. All right, it's now 7:53. We're going to turn our attention over to Suzette with health and medical news.
Thank you so much, Crystal. As you mentioned in health and medical news now, the head of the Canadian Medical Association says a new express entry path for international doctors is a step in the right direction. One of the topics in Your Health with CTV's Amanda Debison.
CMA President Dr. Margot Burnell would also like to see more done to speed up recognition of foreign medical credentials. Immigration Minister Lena Diab announced the new Express Permanent Residency Program will open next year. She says it will be for physicians already in Canada on temporary work permits who've worked in relevant jobs for at least one of the past 3 years. Health Canada has approved the first drug designed to treat postpartum depression. Zuranolone, sold under the brand name Zurzuvae, is a pill taken once a day for 14 days and can start relieving depressive symptoms in as few as 3 days. Manufactured by Biogen, the drug has been approved for use in the United States since late 2023 and is also authorized in the UK and the European Union. According to Health Canada's website, 1 in 5 women experience a depression or anxiety disorder during or after pregnancy. Finally, Canadians are being warned that an investigation into salmonella-contaminated pistachios is still ongoing as the holiday baking season begins. Federal health officials say more than 150 people have been reported sick with the bacterial illness since March after they ate various brands of pistachios and pistachio-containing products. That includes 24 people who had to be hospitalized. Canadians are being encouraged to check their cupboards for pistachios and compare product details to recall notices.
We have no milestones to pass along for you today, but if you'd like to see previously aired milestones or find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder, milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance.
Milestones, brought to you by the Berkeley Retirement Residences. Love this stage of life.
Here's another look at our 3-day forecast for New Brunswick. A high of -4 today, seeing snow across the province transitions over to a wintry mix into the evening. And then on Thursday, looking at a high of -2, we do have scattered flurries, but also seeing rain for the southwestern region of the province. Friday, -4, mix of sun and cloud with isolated flurries expected. And then Nova Scotia will be dealing with flurries and or showers today. Evening rain with a high of 4, 6 degrees on Thursday. Rain across the province, looking at flurries into the evening. And then on Friday, a bit of sunshine, but also seeing some isolated flurries, a high of -4. Excuse me. And then for Prince Edward Island, looking at a high of 1, snow mixed with rain today. On Thursday, rain across the island transitions over to flurries with a high of 8, -5 on Friday, isolated flurries.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's Wednesday, December 10th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, a Nova Scotia First Nation says it has banned the province's premier and 2 of his senior ministers from their land. Your top news headlines are just ahead.
And gifts from the heart. Our friend and partner Denise Wild will join us to share gift ideas for every personality. That's just ahead on the Wednesday edition of Your Morning Atlantic. turn, Suzette.
Ah,
Welcome us in.
Welcome, everybody. I had no idea it was my turn to welcome everyone in. Well, good morning to you all. Nice to be here today.
Well, it's great to have you.
Yeah, nice to be here, sharing the news, spending some time with everyone, my friends and colleagues. It's an early start, that's for sure.
Oh my God, Suzette, you have a new addition to your family.
Yeah, we're gonna show pictures in a second.
Oh yay! Okay,
Yeah,
sorry. I
we
wanted
will.
to talk about it because I'm like, you're a new cat mommy.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a kitten.
Yes.
Cute little kitten. We'll get there. We're going to get there. We've got a bunch of pictures lined up.
I wasn't in on the note.
Yeah. If in case you missed it, Suzette's here because Amanda took the day off.
Yeah, she's enjoying some.
I told her to watch the holiday Christmas movie she's never seen. It's one of my favorites. Hopefully she's watching it right now.
It's such a good movie. Kate Winslet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jude Law.
Heartwarming.
Oh, that's
Heartwarming
a
and
nice
lovely.
one. It always, as a kid, you'd watch. I was early teens, I think, when it came out, and it just made you think, oh, is this what, romance going to be like in a nice cabin in the woods, in the UK, and
Oh yeah, no, it's
what a great
it's
story.
great. But our Move Morning Chat topic today is favorite Christmas movie. So that would be one of my faves.
Yes, we've had so many viewers already tune in and tell us what their favorite Christmas films are. So keep them coming. We're going to post them a little later.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if I'd say it's Christmas movie weather, but it's definitely snowy out there.
Yeah, it was kind of early this morning. You see the thick snowflakes falling. Looks kind of magical. Here's a live look at Port Basque this morning. We are seeing sunshine as clouds begin to clear out. It's kind of a moody scene early this morning. We are going to see mixed precipitation return in your region, but much later. So for the rest of the region, expect that mixed precipitation to start moving in as well. Minus 11 degrees early this morning in Fredericton, minus 5 in Charlottetown and in Halifax, minus 9 early this morning in Sydney, minus 26 degrees over in Labrador City, and minus 4 into St. John's. Here's a look at our wind chill. Factor this in early this morning. Still feeling quite cold. Not as cold as yesterday morning, but still cold enough just to keep that in mind and bundle up as you head outdoors. It's going to drop a little bit into the afternoon, but still going to feel cooler. Over to Newfoundland and Labrador, we do have that risk of frostbite early this morning in Labrador City. These wind chills will start to come down, but still feeling quite cold, especially over in Labrador. We do have a special weather statement in effect for parts of New Brunswick. This is for tonight into Thursday. Same thing for our snowfall warning as we see heavier snow make its way over for parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick. Snow squall watches also remain in effect until later this morning for parts of Newfoundland. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. We do have mixed precipitation tracking across the region, snow and or rain today for the Maritime region. For parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, going to deal with a bit of flurry activity before this system makes its way over. We do have a light wind for the most part for parts of the Maritime region. Will continue to pick up into the afternoon. Out of the south and southwest this morning, as of right now, 28 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth, 20 into Shelburne and in Halifax, 17 in Grand Etang and Charlottetown. Wind gusts of up to 46 kilometers per hour into Yarmouth, 33 in Grand Manan, and 30 into St. John, New Brunswick. We'll take another look at your forecast coming up, but first a look at your local news with Suzette.
Thank you, Latavia. Well, the Nova Scotia First Nation says it has banned the province's premier and 2 of his senior ministers from their land. The Sabaganagati First Nation says Premier Tim Houston, Attorney General Scott Armstrong, and Leah Martin, the minister responsible for leading negotiations on Aboriginal and treaty rights, aren't welcome, branding them as undesirables in a statement yesterday. The ban comes 1 week after the province announced a crackdown on illegal cannabis sales. First Nation groups immediately responded, arguing the province has no jurisdiction on their lands. Well, just weeks before Christmas, about 100 employees at a processing plant in Wallace, Nova Scotia are out of work, thanks to that massive fire that broke out Monday. Now the town is rallying to support people who lost their income, and in some cases, even more.
It was a minus 10, I think, at one point. The winds were just ripping off the water, as you can see behind us. Because of that, it just fanned the flames for sure.
We were just all working away, and then there was smoke, and we could smell something, and we all ran out of the building, and it went up in flames. Went up pretty quick.
Jessica Thompson was inside when the fire started Monday morning. She's been at the Aquashell plant in Wallace, Nova Scotia for 11 years. Thompson has not only lost her job, she's one of half a dozen or so employees whose vehicles were also destroyed by raging flames. Over 100 people work at the plant. Close to 60 were there at the time of the fire. The Nova Scotia Fire Marshal's office was on scene for much of yesterday, looking through the rubble and doing interviews. There's no word yet on how long it will take to determine the cause of the fire. Well, it won't be a surprise to New Brunswickers, but the province's Auditor General says more needs to be done to ease excessive emergency room waits at New Brunswick hospitals. The AG says his survey shows hospitals only met wait time targets about a third of the time over a 4-year period. CTV's Nick Moore has the details.
Funds, bodies, resources.
Auditor General Paul Martin says the New Brunswick government does not have any comprehensive strategy to deal with excessive wait times in hospital emergency departments.
The key issues our audit identified were that emergency room wait times consistently exceed established targets, and there is a lack of monitoring by the department to analyze gaps and risk areas.
The AG report says only 34% of emergency department visits met key performance indicator wait time targets from triage to assessment by a doctor. The audit covered the period from April 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2024.
During our audit period, over 249,000 people left New Brunswick emergency departments without having been seen.
Martin says the government is not funding regional health authorities appropriately.
Chief after chief after chief after chief have requested an additional night doctor at the Chalmers here in Fredericton, and the answer always was, well, the formula doesn't allow that. Well, they're drowning, you know, in the ER there.
As the Auditor General's report was being released in Fredericton this morning, the Liberal government was announcing its 11th collaborative care clinic in St. John. The government says these clinics will take pressure off emergency rooms. Martin says the government needs to create an ER wait time strategy now.
A strategy and targets on what is it they're going to invest in, what changes are they going to make.
The development of a strategy is one of 11 AG recommendations made to the Department of Health. The department says it will make a plan for all 11 recommendations. Nick Moore, CTV News, Fredericton.
Thank you, Nick. And finally, emergency room wait times weren't the only focus of New Brunswick's Auditor General's report yesterday. He notes the province's highways are in dire need of attention. Nearly half are considered to be in poor condition, which is contributing to another troubling statistic.
Between 2021 and 2023, New Brunswick reported 19,758 collisions, 4,520 injuries, and 178 fatalities on its highways.
24 recommendations were made, all of them accepted by the province. None of the findings, though, surprised CTV Atlantic, which notes 43% of roads nationwide are deemed to be in poor condition.
I did like in that video when the evergreen trees have snow on them like that. It looks like a Christmas card.
Yes,
magical.
A Thomas Kincaid, if you will.
Yes, exactly. All right, Suzette, you've got to be kidding me. Introduce us to your new addition.
I know. I can't wait to show everyone. Okay, everyone.
Oh, my goodness.
Say hello to Dolly.
So well, hello, Dolly. Well, hello. She's so cute.
So Dolly will be 5 months on December 16th.
Oh.
And we got her Sunday afternoon from the Talia Barn Cat Rescue in the Annapolis Valley. So we picked her up from her foster mom, Laura, in Middleton. And Dolly's adjusting well. She's you know, she finds really good hiding spots sometimes too in the house, which I've never really had a kitten before. My husband Norm is kitten pro. He's had 3. So this is my first time with the kitten. And yeah, she's super cute, but she's scared me a few times.
Yeah,
she
jumped
hides, and then she comes back out, and you know, when she's hungry, she comes out. But she's warming up to us big time now.
Oh,
so
nice.
that's good.
The control room says Dolly isn't her full name.
It's Dolly Purton.
Oh my gosh,
With
Dolly Purton.
With her coat of many colors.
Oh yeah.
So beautiful.
She's really cute. So she's 5 months old.
Yep.
So was she fostered for the?
Yes, she was fostered. Yep. There is this backstory. She was found under a shed in the Annapolis Valley with her siblings and her mom and stuff. But look at her now.
She's thriving.
My little country diva.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Getting ready for the holidays. All snuggled in with you guys.
Yeah.
Yes, and the folks at the rescue have so many, you know, adorable adoptables right now too, as so do many across the region. So they're super cute, and they do good work. All the rescues do.
For sure. I mean, if you've done the research and you're looking to bring an addition into your home, a kitten or a puppy or a dog or a cat, like it's a great time to do it this time of year.
Yeah,
it does make the holidays special. We brought a rabbit into our home many years ago, not recently, but many years ago, and it was a very special edition. We were ready.
Right?
We were ready.
I can't wait to get home and get some little cuddle.
Right? Oh my
She's
gosh.
still warming up. She won't let me pick her up yet, but yesterday when I was working from home on my laptop, she came and sat right next to me.
Aww.
So we're getting there. Yeah.
So Dolly Parton. We love this.
She's maybe she'll make Jolene jealous.
Yeah.
She probably will, yeah. That Jolene, oh my goodness.
All right, well, we got to stop catting around here.
Exactly.
All right, we have a lot more to come this morning. We'll get gift suggestions from the heart, and we'll catch up with singer Jill Barber. Can't wait for that. But just after the break, the all-important weather forecast from Latavia as we head into the weekend in a few days. Wow, it is blowing a gale at Wentworth. Ooh, okay, Latavia's back with the forecast. Stay with us. It's 8:11.
Look at all that snow that has fallen over in McAdam. Welcome back. The time now is 8:14 on your Thursday morning. It is a cold start to the day, -9 degrees in your area as of right now. Keep that in mind when you are heading out. And as you can see, your roads are covered in snow at the moment. Weather is brought to you by ALC.ca. Another cold start to the day. -19 starting off your day in Edmonton, -12 in Bathurst, -11 in Fredericton, -5 in Charlottetown and in Halifax, -9 in Sydney, -4 into St. John's, Newfoundland. A special weather statement remains in effect for parts of New Brunswick for overnight tonight until Thursday. Looking at snowfall, could see over 10 centimeters and freezing rain between 3 to 6 hours expected. A snowfall warning also in effect as we are expecting snow at times heavy moving in tonight until Thursday for parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick. Could see up to 20 centimeters of snow accumulation. Snow squall watches also in effect for parts of Newfoundland until later this morning. Could see 5 to 30 centimeters within those snow squalls. Wind gusts of 70 kilometers per hour. So visibility could become an issue if you're traveling in those areas today. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. We are seeing snow, risk of freezing rain for parts of Nova Scotia and rain moving in as well. So a wintry mix expected throughout your day today. For parts of Newfoundland and Labrador, starting off the day with sunshine, we do have flurries and or showers moving into Newfoundland. And then for the afternoon, seeing a bit of clearing for parts of New Brunswick, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. We have that pink on our map, indicating a risk of freezing rain, so that wet mixture expected. And then into the green for Nova Scotia, seeing rain move in this afternoon as well. And then into the evening hours, we start to see that low pressure system start to clear out of much of the maritime region, moving over to Newfoundland and Labrador. But we do have a second system moving in, a second Alberta Clipper actually expected. And it is quite a fast moving system yet again. So snow at times heavy moves in across much of New Brunswick. And then we have that divide there with that risk of freezing rain and then seeing rain for the remainder of the maritime region. This continues into our forecast for Thursday. If you are wondering about precipitation totals, the heaviest being into the southwestern region of New Brunswick at around 10 to 30 millimeters expected. Only 2 to 5 expected for parts of Prince Edward Island and also 2 to 10 for parts of Nova Scotia. Newfoundland also will see around 2 to 10 millimeters of precipitation. And then for our snowfall outlook, yet again, the heaviest being into parts of New Brunswick at around 15 to 30 centimeters. And then for Prince Edward Island, 1 to 10 centimeters expected across the island. And then 1 to 5 for parts of Nova Scotia. Looking at 1 to 10 as well for parts of both Newfoundland and Labrador. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, snow starts off your day and continues into the afternoon. And then we have snow and or rain into the evening hours. And then for Prince Edward Island, looking at highs between -1 to 2 degrees. Snow mixed with rain expected throughout your day. Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia also will see snow and or rain today. Transitions over to rain into the evening. For the rest of Nova Scotia, mixed precipitation expected as well. Showers and or flurries with wind gusts of 40. Lots of sunshine for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Labrador City, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of -16 today. And then St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at a high of 0. Flurries start off the day. Transitions over to showers and or flurries into the evening. Thursday's forecast, we are going to see a warm up across much of the maritime region. Above seasonal daytime highs expected. A bit of sunshine starts off the day for parts of Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia, but we do have a chance of flurries and showers. That continues over to Newfoundland and Labrador as well, being heavier over those provinces. And then for Thursday night, we are going to see isolated flurries return for parts of the maritime region. Still going to see flurries and showers for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Friday, temperatures cooling back down. We are still dealing with flurry activity across the region, Crystal. Oh, sorry, Suzette.
It's all good. Thank you, Latavia. All right, in national and international news now, there has been a rise in violence against women in our region and across the country. Now, Ottawa is promising to toughen laws against gender-based violence, including making femicide a first-degree murder charge. CTV's Abigail Bimman has more.
That happened on Mother's Day 2003.
A survivor of attempted intimate partner femicide, Necka McGregor feels lucky she didn't end up a statistic. In 2024, 187 women in Canada were killed violently.
I've spent the last 2+ decades advocating.
McGregor says the Liberals' new legislation goes a long way to end gender-based violence, especially the move to make femicide classified as first-degree murder and a new criminal offense for certain types of coercive and controlling behaviors to help stop abuse before it's too late.
We have an opportunity to better protect kids who are at risk of exploitation and to address very real concerns about violence against women, including violence that could be fatal.
If passed, C-16 will restore a dozen mandatory minimum penalties previously found unconstitutional, but also give courts some discretion to order shorter sentences to address the problem of potential charter infringement. The bill also makes it illegal to distribute deepfakes without someone's consent.
Unless you do XYZ, then I'm going to share that with your family. I am going to post it to all of your friends. And, you know, children are rightfully terrified.
This cybersecurity law expert says the bill closes a critical loophole and legislation is long overdue.
The delay in introducing this law has had a profound effect on kids.
There is some overlap from the beleaguered Trudeau-era online harms bill, mainly the requirement for internet service providers to notify police about any child porn. But the Justice Minister says this isn't a copy and paste. He hopes to have the support of all parties to pass this bill. It's not yet clear if he will.
That report from CTV's Abigail Bimman. All right, stay with us. It is 8:20 on this Wednesday morning. Your Morning Atlantic. We'll be right back. Fill up that coffee and don't go anywhere.
Welcome back. It's 8:23. And if you're searching for a meaningful gift for someone on your list, our partner, DIY and livestock contributor Denise Wild returns, recommending gifts with heart for just about everyone. Good morning, Denise.
Good morning.
Oh my gosh, you are festive today. I can't wait to get into this segment. I understand we're starting with a gift that proves that good things come in small packages.
Absolutely. I always love a DIY. This one is really beautiful, totally personalized. It's a box of Merci chocolates that I have customized using some of their free online printables. They have a whole bunch of easy to use tools and templates that you can download at merci.ca, as well as more project ideas. It's just about more than chocolate. It's a way to reconnect, celebrate the people who make your life a little brighter. So this is a perfect gift for your teachers, your neighbors, maybe your favorite barista, anyone who you want to acknowledge with a little thank you. It's elegant while still being affordable. So you can say merci for being you to everyone on your list. And, you know, it's really sweet, very easy to do. And it's just a reminder that everyone deserves to be celebrated.
Yeah, really cute. What a fun way. And you can personalize it, but they kind of give you the tools to make it, jazzed up. That's great. Yeah. All right, let's talk about how you're personalizing gifts this year.
Okay, so I also love doing gift baskets. That's one of my favorite gifts to give because whatever somebody's interests are or whatever someone's favorite things to do, I like to get a bunch of items along those lines, put them into a beautiful gift basket, wrap them up. It just makes it, easy shopping. They're happy when they open it, whether it's, baking supplies or, little goodies, beauty goodies. But this is a great tip for gift giving this year, because we're all looking for smarter ways to manage our holiday spending. PayPal, a brand millions of Canadians already use and trust, has introduced their buy now, pay later solution. It's called Pay in 4. There's no interest, no fees. It basically lets shoppers split eligible purchases into 4 equal biweekly payments over a period of 6 weeks. So it's easier to manage cash flow during the holiday season. It's available online at places like Sephora, Expedia, Ticketmaster, and every transaction is backed by their purchase protection, so you can shop with confidence, helps you stay on budget. You can learn more by visiting paypal.ca/pay4.
Okay, what about your next, where are we going next?
Okay, so next up, this is one of those gifts that takes the everyday and makes it a little bit more elevated. This is the Waterpik Cordless Advanced 2.0 Water Flosser, and it's just a really great idea. It's effective, up to 2 times as effective as regular floss, proven to remove up to 99.9% of plaque that causes gingivitis, cavities, and bad breath. It's precise pulsating water pressure, and it's even great for people with implants, crowns, bridges, veneers. You know, it's just making your everyday feel a little more elevated. And if this doesn't end up under your tree this year, it's going to be on sale on Amazon from January 10 to 17.
Good to know. Great for people with braces in your life. I know that from experience. Okay.
Yes, that too.
Last but not least, a handmade gift. This is your wheelhouse, Denise.
Right, exactly. So this is a great, easy way to update something that's simple, whether it's wooden spoons, maybe a little wooden disc that you can turn into an ornament. But this is what I've used is a wood burning tool, and I've used that to put little holiday motifs onto wooden spoons. So it makes a nice, elegant, thoughtful gift, really decorative. And you can do this with anything, you know, anything that's kind of personalized, customized, whether you're painting, hand painting in glass, or, you know, doing the, using the wood burning tool on wooden spoons. You know, just something to show that you care, dress up their holiday space. It's all about finding something for them that'll make them smile.
Fun. All right. Well, thank you for all these suggestions, Denise.
Thanks, Crystal. Happy holidays, everyone.
You too. Happy holidays. That was our partner DIY contributor, Denise Wild. Now we're going to turn our attention over to Latavia.
Thanks, Crystal. We'll take another look at the 3-day.
10-4.
So we...
Very Merry Christmas.
Still ahead, a holly jolly Jill Barber Christmas. The singer-songwriter is in Halifax tonight performing songs from her first ever holiday record. We sit down with her later this half hour on Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 8:30. We've made it midweek. We're almost getting close to the end of the show. Still have lots left.
Yeah.
We're whizzing by, though.
Yeah, we are.
By fast.
Yeah, I'm excited to chat with Jill Barber.
6 hours. So
well, it's true. Right? No, I know it is. It's startling. I'm excited to see what Jill's going to wear. Hopefully that big frothy peach gown she had on in that video.
That was fabulous. Yeah.
Yeah. Great sense of style.
I would be surprised if that is what she's wearing this morning, but we'll see. Not outside. You definitely want to wear more on your shoulders.
Absolutely. So we kicked off the week rather cold, starting to see temperatures cool down, I could say. Not so much this morning, but into the afternoon, we'll start to see those bit warmer, still below the freezing mark. But then Thursday's forecast, much warmer.
Interesting.
Yeah, above seasonal daytime highs will return and then cool right back down in time for the end of the work week.
Just enjoy it while we can.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's a live look at Peggy's Cove. Cloudy and moody start to the day. Beautiful as always over there, but cold. So keep that in mind if you are heading out over there. Bundle up. And that is really to say right across Atlantic Canada this morning. A very cold start to the day. Like we said, not as cold as we saw Tuesday morning, but still, as you can see here, minus 11 degrees as you head outdoors in Fredericton, minus 5 in Moncton and in Charlottetown, minus 4 in Halifax, minus 9 in Sydney, minus 16 degrees over in Happy Valley Goose Bay, with minus 5 in Corner Brook, minus 4 into St. John's, Newfoundland. And then factor in that wind chill. It's going to feel much colder starting off this morning. Temperatures will warm up a little bit later on, but as I mentioned, still going to remain below the freezing mark. So that's why we're still seeing the wind chill quite cold, especially into northern New Brunswick. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, really cold start to your day. We have that risk of frostbite over in Labrador City for this morning. Temperatures will rise, as I had mentioned, but still going to remain coldest into parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Here's a look at the special weather statement in effect for tonight. For parts of New Brunswick, going to see snowfall and a risk of freezing rain. We do have that snowfall warning also in effect for tonight until Thursday morning for parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick. Snow squalls also in effect for parts of Newfoundland. This will end a little bit later this morning, but visibility could become an issue in those areas. So we do have our first low pressure system making its way over, still bringing a wintry mix for the maritime region, seeing a bit of sunshine for parts of New Brunswick into the afternoon. And then we have another one wrapping right around second Alberta Clipper, making its way over, bringing heavier snowfall and rain for the maritime region. Here's a look at the wind, starting off quite light out of the south and southwest this morning. Will pick up into the afternoon, but as of right now, sustained wind, 31 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth, 22 into North Cape, 19 in Grand Etang and in Moncton and in Lunenburg. Wind gusts of up to 43 kilometers per hour this morning in Yarmouth, 35 into North Cape, 30 into St. John, New Brunswick, and 28 in Greenwood and Shelburne. We'll take one last look at your long-range forecast, but first, one last look at your local news with Suzette.
Thank you so much, Latavia. Well, thousands of Air Transat customers are breathing a major sigh of relief this morning after the airline and its pilots reached a tentative deal late last night. So for more information on this, we bring in CTV's Scott Hurst. Good morning, Scott. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Suzette.
Scott, what do we know so far about the tentative deal between Air Transat and the union representing the airline's 750 pilots?
You said it, first and foremost, a big sigh of relief for so many passengers who had holiday plans to potentially escape the cold and head to one of those beach destinations where Air Transat flies to, or potentially a European hotspot as well. Just hours before pilots were set to walk the picket lines, which would have grounded the entire fleet, a deal was struck late yesterday. After nearly 12 months of talks and several intense days of negotiations under threat of major disruption for vacation travelers, an agreement that, according to the union, brings them in line with industry standards. A few details have been released at this time. We have reached out to both sides to see if we can get more details into the specifics or find out where the movement was at the bargaining table. But in a statement, the union says, we believe this agreement meets the needs of today's profession, consistent with collective agreements other ALPA-represented pilot groups are signing with their employers. Now, the 750-plus pilots, the union members, will get a chance in the coming days to vote to ratify the agreement. From the airline's perspective, Suzette, it's calling the agreement an important milestone, marking a complete overhaul of the pilots' collective agreement.
Now, the tentative deal really came at the 11th hour, Scott, like right before the strike deadline, after some flights had already been canceled. What's the latest? And can you tell us about the disruptions for anyone who may have been traveling with Air Transat in the coming days?
Of course, there already were disruptions impacting thousands of travelers. You mentioned there were close to 20 flights that were preemptively canceled so that the airline could prepare for the potential of a strike that would have happened today, including 6 of those flights that were located, that were set to take off today. The airline is now trying to get back to full service, saying that is its top priority. Flights are taking off today. So here's what else passengers will need to know. Any flight that's already been canceled will not be reinstated. And the increased flexibility the airline was offering in terms of a credit and extended rebooking policy is no longer being offered. But if you're traveling in the upcoming days and you haven't gotten a notice that your flight was canceled for either yesterday or today, your reservation remains valid. So you should be able to take off without any concern that your flight may be canceled in the future.
Good information. Thank you so much, Scott. That is CTV's Scott Hurst reporting live from our national newsroom in Toronto. Thank you again. All right, in local news now, the struggle is real at Halifax City Hall these days. Councillors have promised to try to lower the proposed double-digit tax rate hike, but it's not easy. A planned $4.3 million facelift on a local skate park turned into a significant debate.
I really have a problem with not including this repair to this project. This is about our youth and the heart of our municipality.
We've been told over and over again by our staff that we have to make hard decisions, and it doesn't seem like we want to make hard decisions. We want to do it all, and our residents will pay through the nose if we do it all.
In the end, council voted to approve the project, 14 votes to 4. And finally, Uber drivers in Halifax could soon be subjected to more scrutiny under changes proposed for the region's vehicle for hire regulations. A new staff report for Regional Council is recommending requirements for Uber drivers and other ride-hailing services should be brought in line with those covering all taxi and limousine drivers. Uber argues its driver already meet these same standards, but the extra licensing would wind up costing users.
The proposal would eliminate these efficiencies, forcing thousands of rideshare drivers to undergo an inexpensive municipal licensing system with no demonstrated public safety benefit.
Well, I have no problem with competition, but shouldn't we be on a level playing field? I mean, we're doing the same job for the most part, so why shouldn't we all just be one big happy family out here?
The city's transportation committee approved the recommendation, but the final decision is going to rest with council. So lots to keep a close eye on there, because of course taxis, Ubers, rideshares, they're quite popular.
Very important this time of year, especially if you're going to go out and enjoy a few drinks.
Yeah, very
Definitely want to get those cab shares or ride shares and cabs involved. Okay, speaking of events, community calendar time.
Yeah, let's take a look. So starting off with Tiny Tots Skate. This will take place in Grand Bay, Westfield. You can head out with your little one and enjoy some skating sessions. This Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. at the River Valley Community Center. You can enjoy a bonding session while introducing your little one to the ice. For additional information, head over to the website on your screen for a full public skating schedule. So cute. And kick up the festive cheer in Charlottetown as you enjoy a Yuletide horse and wagon ride. This upcoming Saturday, you can enjoy a traditional horse and wagon adventure down the historic streets of downtown Charlottetown. So the ride will run from 3 to 7 p.m. You can head over to the website for additional details.
Oh my gosh, awesome.
Right? I would love to do that. And nothing says Christmas like bingo. The 41st Annual Ward 5 Neighborhood Center Christmas Bingo takes place this Saturday, December 13th. You can head over to St. Margaret's Scotland Church to play at 1 p.m. It will be hosted by amateur Alex from Virgin Radio. For additional information, also head over to Virgin Radio's Facebook page. And if you do have an upcoming event, send us the details, Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca. We'd love to promote it on our community calendar. Time now, 8:40. We'll be right back. Beautiful view over in Grand Manan. Time now, 8:43. Welcome back. It's currently -2 degrees in your area. You can see snow is starting off your day and will continue into the afternoon. We are going to see a cool start to the day across the region. Keep that in mind when you are getting dressed to head out. -12 right now in Bathurst, -11 in Fredericton, -5 degrees in Charlottetown with -4 in Halifax and into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a special weather statement in effect for parts of New Brunswick. This is for overnight tonight until Thursday morning, rather. We are going to see snowfall above 10 centimeters expected and freezing rain within 3 to 6 hours expected. A snowfall warning in effect for tonight until Thursday morning as well for parts of central and northwestern New Brunswick. Expecting snow at times heavy, could get up to 20 centimeters expected. Snow squall watches also in effect for parts of Newfoundland until later this morning. Could see 5 to 30 centimeters within those snow squalls, wind gusts of 70 kilometers per hour. So visibility could become an issue. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. We are seeing a wintry mix across the region today. Snow and rain moving in across the Maritimes. We're going to see a bit of mixed precipitation move into Newfoundland and parts of Labrador a little bit later on, but seeing sunshine starting off your day for parts of those provinces. Then into the afternoon, we will be starting to see some snow clear out of New Brunswick, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. But for the remainder of the Maritime region, still dealing with that wintry mix expected, becoming a bit wet as we enter into early this evening. For the Maritimes, we will be dealing with another system. A second Alberta Clipper is making its way over. It is a fast-moving storm, bringing snow and rain back around for the Maritimes. We are going to see this divide into early Thursday morning, where much of the Maritime region will be dealing with rain instead of snow. Still the heaviest being into parts of New Brunswick. If you're wondering about our rainfall totals, it's going to be the heaviest into southern New Brunswick, looking at around 10 to 30 millimeters of accumulation, 2 to 5 for parts of Prince Edward Island, and looking at 2 to 10 for parts of Nova Scotia. Newfoundland also will be seeing around 2 to 10 millimeters of precipitation. And then for our snowfall outlook, heaviest being into central and northern New Brunswick, getting around 15 to 30 at its heaviest for parts of New Brunswick, and then 1 to 10 centimeters of accumulation for Prince Edward Island, 1 to 5 for parts of Nova Scotia, and then 1 to 10 centimeters expected for parts of both Newfoundland and Labrador. We're dealing with snow across New Brunswick today. Transitions over to rain and or snow into the evening when gusts of 50 kilometers per hour. Daytime highs ranging from -7 to 4 degrees today. And then for Prince Edward Island, looking highs between 2 to -1. Snow mixed with rain expected throughout your day. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, snow and or rain will transition over to rain into our evening. And the rest of Nova Scotia still dealing with mixed precipitation as well. Showers and or flurries expected throughout your day. For Newfoundland and Labrador, seeing a bit more sunshine in our forecast. Looking at a mix of sun and cloud across Labrador City. -16 degrees is your daytime high. 0 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Looking at flurries starting off your day, transitioning over to a wintry mix as well into the evening. Thursday's forecast, much warmer day ahead for much of the region. We are going to see some lingering showers and or flurries throughout the day for the Maritime region, a bit heavier for parts of Newfoundland and Labrador. Thursday evening, we are going to see a chance of flurries return for the Maritimes and also seeing some lingering showers and or flurries for parts of Newfoundland. Friday's forecast, flurry activity across Atlantic Canada, Crystal.
Thank you so much, Atavia. Now 8:46. Singer-songwriter Jill Barber is bringing her Holly Jolly Jill Barber Christmas show to the Lighthouse Art Centre tonight in Halifax. Here's a taste of what the audience will get to experience.
Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
Now, this is her first ever holiday solo collection that's described as elegant, cozy, and classic. We're very happy to welcome Jill Barber in studio this morning. Thank you so much for making time for us.
Oh, my pleasure, Crystal. Thanks for having me in.
Big pleasure to have you here. What a treat, because you've got a very special show planned tonight. You've been touring all over the country with it. What can people expect?
A very cozy, very nostalgic, fun evening, and it's perfect for families.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Okay, good to
absolutely.
know.
Yeah.
Well, I know that it's kind of like it's music, a little storytelling.
Yes, it's very theatrical, lots of costume changes. We have an incredible string quartet joining us on stage tonight. Full band, we're doing the full show here for Halifax. And lots of very familiar Christmas classics that you can sing along with, and of course a few originals that I've written.
That's just fantastic. Well, the vibe is so beautiful. I mean, you have this wonderful way of being so modern and yet hearkening back to the classics, which makes you appeal to so many different age levels, for sure. What inspired the collection of this actual Christmas album?
You know, I've been waiting for just the right time to make a Christmas album. I'm about 12 albums deep into my career, mostly original music, some English, some French. But I've always loved Christmas music. I love that it becomes a tradition year after year to listen to your favorite Christmas albums. I have my favorites, and I wanted to contribute to the great canon of holiday music. And I'm very, very much inspired by the classic Christmas albums like Bing Crosby's White Christmas, or you know, Ella Fitzgerald's Swingin' Christmas. So there are a lot of strings and lots of brass on the album, and yeah, it's very classic sounding.
Well, I mean, are you an artist besides a musical artist?
I'm a visual artist?
Yeah.
No, I'm a songwriter and a musician.
Well, the reason I ask is just because like the vibe of the cover art of the album and even just your videos and such, like there's a real style to it. I mean, we're all like going crazy about this gown. Did you have to bring a steamer trunk in order to come to Halifax for all the gowns? For
Yeah, well, it's just, I'll let you think it's a steamer trunk, but yeah, this is, I'm gonna be wearing this dress tonight.
Oh my gosh.
And I tell you, it's like it's its own character on stage.
Well, this is the thing, it's so amazing. Oh my gosh, all of your costumes are so amazing, and just the whole style, it's like I said, super modern, but also classic.
Well, I have fun. I have fun with wardrobe and getting dressed up and kind of taking on different, you know, not characters, it's always me, but just it's like this show in particular, we've really blocked it out as like a show, almost like kind of like an old-fashioned variety show. Yeah. Or yeah, it's like music and songs and stories and context for all the songs too.
I think the audience, like, just you can tell from the vibe of your videos and such, it's really professional. The audience is just going to feel really safe, just letting you lead us on this Christmas journey.
Absolutely. My hope is just to entertain, inspire, and honestly have people feeling like merry and bright as they leave the theater.
Exactly,
Yes.
and cozy.
Yeah,
and cozy.
absolutely.
Okay, you did, your music career got sparked in this region when you were in your 20s, you were telling me. So we've got less than a minute left, but what do you miss about the East Coast when you come back here?
Honestly, more than anything, I miss the music scene, the sense of community here amongst musicians. I'm still very lucky to call so many of my best friends the musicians from out here because we came up in the scene together, but it's so rich. And just everyone out here has, I think music in their blood in a beautiful way. So I really miss the musical community and the community in general. Halifax and Nova Scotia is still so supportive of me and my career all these years later. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, and we're grateful that you were able to make time for us today, Jill. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on, Crystal.
So tonight you get a chance to see Jill and this wonderful show she has planned for you. It's going to be a real experience from beginning to end. It's at the Lighthouse Centre. We have details about the show. So you ever talk about the vibe? Classic, modern, fresh? You need to get into visual art. Add it to your list, Jill. We'll take a break. We'll be back to wrap up the show right after this.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. Well, it's time now to share your responses to our Move Morning Chat. Today, we're asking to share your favorite Christmas movie with us. Okay, we have lots of great responses. Let's get to them. Candace from Cape Breton says her favorites are Miracle on 34th Street, the original, and Virginia. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. Very nice. Thank you so much for that, Candace. We certainly appreciate it. All right, Aaron says the best Christmas movie of all time is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Oh, I love it. Save the neck for me, Clark. All right. And Elf. Oh, that's a good one. Yes, I saw Elf a few weeks ago. I was wrapping gifts. Great movie. Thank you, Aaron. All right. Leanie in Halifax says, best Christmas movie ever, an old classic called Christmas in Connecticut. An oldie but a goodie. I love it because it's a story about a Second World War hero.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for that. Okay, we have Caden Morel who says the Polar Express.
Good one.
Really love it, especially on Christmas Eve.
Oh, my dad's favorite.
Put that on my list.
Yeah,
it's a good one, yeah.
Thank you, Caden.
I can hear the bell ringing, just full disclosure.
Monica Pike says, my favorite movie, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Oh, it certainly is hilarious. Thank you for sending that in. Yeah, it's a good one. My favorite is Fred Claus because there is a line where Nova Scotia is mentioned. From Chelsea. Yes, there's a Nova Scotian child at the top of the naughty list in Fred Claus.
Of course.
Yeah.
No.
That can't be right.
Bad Santa from Dan and Sydney.
Oh, Dan.
That's a doozy.
Dan. Oh my gosh, so much fun.
So fun. So fun.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sending those texts in. We love getting them. We love hearing your responses. I do love National Lampoon.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
I love Christmas movies. Just like, I love this. The sound comes on, I'm just like, settle in. Yeah. We're about to experience some holiday magic.
Oh, yeah.
Control room, how much time do we have here? Oh, we got time to do the kicker. Okay,
Yay.
You were not here yesterday, Suzette, but we talked about with child safety, like about when you go, this is a great reminder for people, when you go to a holiday gathering, put your purse up so kids don't get into it.
Oh, smart.
This is why. This is why.
Eating it or putting it on?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh my gosh. Okay, first of all, that is like a $35 lipstick at least.
Right?
I'm terrified.
Yep. It's gonna break.
It's good. Don't break. No.
Oh, no.
No.
Doing quite well.
Let's just watch her. Yeah.
You know, this is how I put on my lipstick in the morning.
It just, she eventually closes it, and then she just kind of like goes like that, like perfect.
As you should,
perfect.
little lady.
Yeah, it's just like she does that, and then she,
okay.
She puts it away.
No one would ever know.
No one ever know. Exactly, but yeah.
Adorable.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Suzette. Great job.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure.
I'll see you Friday. I'll be live.
All right.
Drive.
Have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow.